1. Okay.
Number two is Reed.
Yeah, and number 2 was receiving the ball down there. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
From the stats I've seen, Reed has like 1,000 yards.
Yeah, I know. He does.
All right.
I just didn't know whether they switched number 1 and number 2. I don't know. We'll have to see when they come out.
All right, who wants to be Who wants to be Brookland-Cayce and who wants to be Strom Thurmond?
I'll let our chief here decide what he wants to handle in the beginning. Take your pick. You're gonna talk about that other stuff too, right?
Yeah. Do you want to do that when we do the game?
Come on.
Oh yeah, when we do the game. Yeah, sure. That makes sense to me.
How do we look?
Awesome. Awesome. That's what we look like.
Can you see us through there?
No, we're vampires. Dracula. It's Halloween. Happy Halloween. God, this guy's running up here. I was like, oh no, no.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Tell him not to cue us before the intro. After the intro. Welcome to the pregame show, the Aiken Standard Game of the Week. 10 weeks ago, we started in Wagner-Salley. We saw them take on Whitmire. Now, 10 weeks later, we're winding it up here at Strom Thurmond, our first visit to their campus, as the Running Rebels are going to be hosting the Brookland-Cayce Bearcats. I'm Ed Jarretto, along with Aiken Standard Sports Editor Eric Russell, and the coach, Ken Brace. We'll be bringing you all tonight's action, and we've got a good one, a good matchup. Both of these teams are going to the playoffs. Brookland-Cayce, Strom Thurmond, one of them looking for the number 2 seed at this point.
That's right, and Strom Thurmond would love to have that. They've got a home field advantage tonight. I kind of like Strom Thurmond in this ball game tonight. I think it's going to be a close one. Both of these teams score evenly, about 30 points a game, and they both give up about the same, 19, 20 points a game. Both have great winning traditions. It's a beautiful setting out here. I think this probably is the best stadium that we've got in our little tour this year. I think it's going to be a good ball game. We finally had a real good ball game last week with Bamberg and Barnwell, and I think we're going to get another one tonight.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place, beautiful stadium. And Brookland-Cayce, you think they'll be in awe of it at all?
No, I don't think they'll be too much in awe, but I think they'll come down and we'll see a lot more offense than we saw last week. They have a great quarterback and they have a 1,000-yard rusher. So I think going into this game, they're looking to kind of continue that offensive momentum that they've had. It'll be interesting to see who can slow the other team down. Obviously, both teams have given up a few more points than they would have liked to have in the past couple of weeks. So coming into this one, I think both defenses will be looking to kind of get something going as well.
Brookland-Cayce actually plays in a brand-new stadium in Cayce, so that I don't think they'll be too inspired or awe-inspired by this group, but we expect a big full house tonight for this matchup in this region. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the other games going on in the area when we return to the pregame show of the Aiken Standard Game of the Week.
Come on in to Bargain Blowouts Furniture, where we have 2 5-piece bedroom sets starting at only $576.
Check the rest.
Buy from the best.
Financing and layaway available. Bargain Blowouts Furniture and Mattress Superstore, next to the Aiken Hospital.
Tyler's Tire and Auto Center, founded in 1963, family owned and operated for 50 years and dedicated to customer service with safety of your family, our top priority. Tyler's Tire is a full-service tire retail, tire repair, and automotive repair facility with ASC certified mechanics. Located in 2 locations, 1019 Richland Avenue West and 1518 Whiskey Road. Let our family take care of yours. Tyler's Tire and Auto Center.
Since 1970, Bragg Heating Company has been keeping Aiken and the surrounding communities comfortable. Our factory-trained staff can keep you on top of the latest in heating and cooling technology, and our complete metal shop allows us to make any specialty piece your home may need. We recommend the best systems for your home: Trane, Carrier, Mitsubishi ductless, and Bosch geothermal systems. We accept most major credit cards and offer financing, so when you need your system maintained, repaired, or replaced, call Bragg Heating Company. We're here to make you comfortable.
Were you recently arrested for driving under the influence? Are you looking for an experienced DUI attorney but don't know where to start? The Chandler Law Firm can help. We know being charged with a DUI is an intimidating and frightening experience. A DUI conviction can lead to fines, court costs, probation, license suspension, and even jail time. Time is of the essence. The sooner you call, the more likely we're able to protect your rights.
You can count on Chandler.
Come on in to Bargain Blowouts Furniture, where we have sofas and love seats starting at only $396.
Check the rest.
Buy from the best.
Financing and layaway available. Bargain Blowouts Furniture and Mattress Superstore, next to the Aiken Hospital.
Welcome back to the pregame show. We're at Strom Thurmond High School tonight. It's senior night, and they're honoring all of the seniors from the football team, cheerleaders, ROTC, a little bit of everybody being honored. And we'll talk some more about that game a little bit later on. But I understand you have some breaking news for us.
Yeah, for our first game that's on our list, obviously North Augusta and Aiken. The school district sent out a release just about an hour before game started kicking off, saying that North Augusta and South Aiken had some more sanctions. They are on probation for a year and had a $500 fine as a result of the altercation that happened after the game they had a couple of weeks ago. And what that probation really means is that they can only play in one scrimmage next season and won't be able to participate in the jamboree from what we have heard so far. So obviously the ramifications of that situation keep coming through.
But they'll be able to both be in the playoffs. Yes,
they will be able to, barring anything further happening.
And we've heard some rumors that it was actually for 2 games the players were suspended.
Yes, in the press release it says some of the players were suspended for up to 2 games. So it'll be interesting to see once again who else was left out, because 2 games were not mentioned before when the suspensions were handed out.
Coach, you ever had a situation where y'all had these kind of things to deal with?
Fortunately, no. we never got to a little suspension or probation or anything like that, and it's really an unusual thing. It happens occasionally, depending on what the team does, but fortunately I never had to deal with it.
Okay, so no insight from Coach on how he handled the situation. So let's talk about North Augusta. North Augusta is playing Aiken. Now, this used to be the game of the year back in the days when I was going to Aiken High. This was our rival, not South Aiken. There was no South Aiken. Aiken's going to have their hands full tonight.
Yeah, I think they're going to have a tough one to deal with here. Obviously, North Augusta, one of the best teams in the area, obviously, still rolling throughout all the adversity or anything that's been going on. So I expect more of that again tonight. And obviously, Aiken still looking for their first win, but it's tough going into the final game against North Augusta looking for that win.
Well, I'll tell you, I unfortunately think this is a big mismatch tonight, and I think North Augusta is clearly much better football team than Aiken. I mean, their stats, their records, everything points to that. It reminds me of a couple things that football coaches talk about a lot. Vince Lombardi is misquoted, but basically what he said was, winning isn't everything, but the desire to win is everything. And I had a football friend of mine, another coach, and he said one year after his team went 0-10, you try going 0-10 one year, and you find out how much you love football. And that's true not only for the coaches, but for the kids. This is a tough road for Aiken this year. I feel for them, okay? Nobody likes to be going through the season without a win. I'd love for them to get a win tonight. I don't think it's going to happen, okay? I think it would be a huge upset. But that's one of the things they're going to have to live with.
So you're telling me the quote is not winning isn't everything, it's the only thing?
No, that is not the correct quote. He never said that winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. Okay? But that's the way it comes across a lot of times.
Well, that's what I'm using, and go Aiken! Come on, Aiken, we got to get up and get a win here for the alumni, if nothing else. All right, meantime, and plus, we do know that last week that Washington didn't play.
He did not play
for the quarterback for North Augusta. So we still haven't had the names released. So we really can't talk about anybody as to who it is because we really don't know.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a lot of speculating from stats and everything. But I know for a fact that neither quarterback played, Cody Boynton or Landon Washington.
Which leads us to South Aiken. Cody Boynton didn't play, so we don't know if they're going to play again, but they've got Midland Valley. They're at Midland Valley.
I think it's going to be much like the last matchup we just talked about. It's going to be a tough task for Midland Valley. Obviously, they've gotten some things going offensively, but I just don't know that they have enough to kind of get it done this week. Obviously, it'll be a game where they probably obviously come out passing the ball again. They've done some things good doing that with Tanner White and Harper Puckett, who came on when Tanner White was injured. Obviously, White came back last week and threw the one touchdown pass. He got in late in the game. So, obviously, they'll be looking to do more of that.
Yeah, and Midland Valley does have three of the leading receivers in the area, okay? And for a couple of weeks, they put up a lot of points. They scored 40 points or more 2 games in a row. Last week, however, they ran into a buzzsaw and got beat badly, and I was surprised at that score, and I think it's going to be a problem tonight again. I think it's another mismatch. South Aiken is clearly the better team, and I think regardless of whether they have anybody that is unable to play tonight, they should come through tonight, and I would expect it to be pretty big.
All right, we were at Barnwell last week. Silver Bluff travels to Barnwell, and interesting, this is going to be the last time Barnwell and Silver Bluff play in the same region. They'll be split next year. This used to be the rivalry of all rivalries for both of these schools. Both of them looking to bounce back this week. What do you think?
Well, I tell you what, I was impressed last week by Silver Bluff taking a big lead in the game against Batesburg. They ended up losing that ball game late. Okay, but we've seen them a couple times. I like Silver Bluff's attitude on the field. Okay, their kids are tough. They're aggressive. I'd love to see Cedric back in the lineup for him. I don't know if he'll be there tonight. I think this is my upset pick of the week. I think people will expect Barnwell to win this ball game. They're still ranked in the top 5 in the state in their division. I think Silver Bluff's going to pull this off, even though they have to go up to Barnwell. And I got to tell you, Barnwell impressed me last week with everything that they did in terms of the atmosphere in that school. Okay, Bamberg, however, may have exposed Barnwell just a little bit. They shut them down pretty good, and I think that those kids at Silver Bluff have the ability to also shut the offense down, force Barnwell to throw, and it could be anybody's ball game.
Yeah, I agree. It was a great place to play, great place to go, but Barnwell not impressive at all on offense.
Yeah, once they got stopped in the wishbone, they had to go to their their backup offense, which is spreading it out, which is not what they like to do. They can usually do it. Obviously, some drops last week didn't help the cause, obviously, but I don't think they want to ever be in that situation again, and I don't think they will find themselves in that situation this week. But obviously, as he said, Bamberg kind of showed everyone the blueprint of how to kind of get them uncomfortable and change their game plan and the way to try to beat them.
That'd be an interesting game. And then Christina and Nick picked Silver Bluff and an upset along with the coach. But you picked.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
You picked Barnwell. Okay.
I said it'd be an upset.
All right. Fox Creek's at Saluda.
Yeah. Christina also picked Fox Creek in this one, but I don't know if if that's going to be the case. Saluda is a tough team this year. Their only loss came to Strom Thurmond earlier in the season, and they've been rolling ever since. I believe it's 8 in a row, obviously. So coming into this one, I don't know that Fox Creek can get it done, but if they limit the turnovers and mistakes, they might be able to hang around.
Well, they got Cam Mitchum, so that gives them a chance.
I'll tell you what, he is very impressive. He's got, according to my stats that I've got right here, 13 rushing touchdowns and 6 passing touchdowns. He's the real deal. He's a very good high school quarterback. The other team has Kalijah Brown, who is 6'3", 300 pounds. He's a Shrine Bowl player, and they've got some other big dudes in there. And last year, it was 52-21 Saluda. I kind of think Saluda will win this game. I don't think it'll be as wide a difference as it was last year, but I think Saluda might have a little bit too much strength and size for Fox Creek. Fox Creek's done well. I think they're going to lose tonight, however.
All right, Hunter Connor Tyler is at Ridge Spring Minetta.
I'll tell you what, I have become a big fan of Ridge Spring in the last few weeks. They've had 4 shutouts coming down the stretch here. Tyson Bettis is playing out of his mind. I had a lot of fun this week. I was working with one of the charities that I work with, and Tyson's cousin ended up working with me that day. And he was so excited about his cousin and how well he's playing and how well Ridge Spring is. Today, one of our sponsors, Bragg Heating, sent a guy over to check my heating and air conditioning system and stuff like that. And he said, I'm a Ridge Spring graduate. He saw something on the wall from my football days. He said, you know something about football? And I said, yeah. He said, well, I went to Ridge Spring, and we're really good. And I said, you know what? They've made a believer out of me. I think they're going to do just fine. And last year, 45-0, they beat HKT. I don't think it's going to be that bad, but I think they're going to win again. I like Ridge Spring.
Yeah, they obviously have the defense to possibly shut them out again. They've shut out past couple teams that they've played, so it wouldn't be surprising. But like you said, HKT has some athletes of their own, so they'll probably be able to get on the board. But I also think Ridge Spring will get the job done and continue rolling into the playoffs.
Ridge Spring's been rolling since we were down there. All right, Wagner Sally at Estelle.
Yeah, this I think it's going to be another lopsided one probably, to be quite honest. Wagner Sally, they've got momentum, like I've said about some of the other teams, and last week they did it despite not having Michael Landy at quarterback. They just let Trey Davis run the ball several times, and it worked. So they have athletes to go around, so I think they'll be just fine in this matchup.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I do too. I think Wagner Sally will win. Last year, ball game ended up 31-22. It was a pretty good ball game, and Wagner had a good football team last year. I expect this one to be fairly close. I think Estelle will do a little bit better than most people expect. The Fighting Gators, as I understand they're called. I've never seen them play, but I think it'll be a little closer game than we expect. But he's another one, okay? I like what Willie Fox has done with Wagner. Those kids have confidence. I think they'll win the ball game tonight.
Yeah, Estelle, I think they have a few gators in the river down there. That's where they get the name. All right, finally, our last game, Denmark-Olar at Williston-Elko.
And Denmark-Olar is in trouble. That's all I'm going to say. At 48-0 last year, Williston comes in. They're undefeated. Eric said it early in the season when they took a couple of lumps. They lost a couple ball games early. He said, well, wait till they get in their own division and their own region and so on. They'll do just fine. And you're exactly right, okay? And I think they'll win big tonight.
Yeah, you see it every year. They kind of come on strong and then carry that momentum into the playoffs. So obviously they'll be looking to do that again. Tyron Parker and those guys. DeMarcus Doe as a runner now is out there causing problems for the defense. So they have plenty to get the job done this week.
All right, those are the games around the area. We're at Strom Thurmond High School, where tonight they're taking on Brookland-Cayce from up in the Columbia area. We'll take a break, and we'll come back and talk a little bit about that game in the pregame show of the Aiken Standard Game of the Week.
Whether you volunteer your time, make a donation, or both, giving back to our community is what makes Aiken so strong. It's the spirit of a great city. Each year, Aiken Regional employees donate thousands of man-hours and dollars to local charities and nonprofits, and the hospital sets aside $100,000 as well. We're committed to giving back and paying it forward.
There's nothing more painful than seeing a family member who has lost someone they love. It could be from a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, even a drunk driver. We can't bring back your loved one, but the Chandler Law Firm can help your family get the support you deserve. If your loved one dies because of someone else's negligence, it's called wrongful death. No one can put a price on someone's life, but we can help protect the family's future.
For a legal consultation, contact thechandlerlawfirm.com.
Here at Bargain Blowout's Furniture, we have queen mattress sets starting at only $199.
Check the rest.
Buy from the best.
Financing and layaway available. Bargain Blowout's Furniture and Mattress Superstore, next to the Aiken Hospital.
Here at Just Julie's, we aren't your typical sub shop. All of our meats and cheeses are cut fresh, and we have a wider variety of menu items. We're happy to create new items to suit your many desires, which means custom orders that you won't find anywhere else. We've been a part of the Aiken community for over 35 years, so come and see us for lunch or dinner. You won't be disappointed. Our sandwiches, salads, and customer service can't be beat. Just Julie's, Pine Log Road in the Staples Shopping Center across from Kroger.
I've worked at our family's dealership for over 14 years, and I've watched how my dad treats his customers. I've seen them come back again and again because we treat them right. Now that I'm stepping up to be the general manager, I plan on carrying on that tradition because treating people right sets Satcher apart from the competition. We know you're going to shop around, but remember, at Satcher Ford, you're always going to pay the prices you're quoted. No dock fees, no surprises. That's the way Dad does it. That's how I continue to do it.
Welcome back to Pregame Show, the Aiken Standard Game of the Week here at Strom Thurmond High School. It's senior night, and they've honored every senior apparently they had at Strom Thurmond High School. There was a lot of seniors out there on the field, and that's great. They need to be honored, and they need to be recognized. But let's talk a little bit about football. Seniors, juniors, sophomores, freshmen, and Strom Thurmond. They've had an interesting season, to say the least. Not exactly what we've come to expect from Strom Thurmond.
Not quite, and we've said that a couple times already this year, that they were down a little bit. You walk into this stadium, and they've got a board at the far end of the stadium in the end zone, okay, and it lists all the champions that they've had. And they've got over 20 region champions on that board. They didn't become a region champion last year. They're not going to be the region champions this year, although they're fighting for a number 2 seeding tonight. Okay. Excuse us for 1 minute.
All right, well, let's just go to a break, and we'll come back for the kickoff when we return on the Game of the Week, the Aiken Standard Game of the Week.
Here at Bargain Blowouts, we have 5-piece dinettes starting at only $199.
Check the rest.
Buy from the best.
Financing and layaway available. Bargain Blowout's Furniture and Mattress Superstore, next to the Aiken Hospital.
What's the foundation for a great community? I'd say it's being there for your neighbors during the best of times and the worst of times. We have a hospital that does just that. Aiken Regional Medical Centers provides over $72 million a year in uncompensated care for those in need. I call that neighbors caring for neighbors.
Were you hurt on the job? Are you trying to keep your work comp payments? Do you feel like no one is listening? Your employer, the company doctor, the insurance company? Well, we're listening. Our workers' compensation team has helped hundreds of injured South Carolinians. Call us now and let us listen to you. For a free consultation, call 803-644-5335 or visit thechandlerlawfirm.com.
You can count on Chandler.
At Lionel Smith Limited, we can help you look your best no matter what the season. For fall and winter of 2017, we have the area's best collection of suits and sports jackets, a huge selection of those famous hand-picked Smitty ties, unique sportswear, outerwear, sweaters, made-to-measure shirts, suits and coats, socks, underwear, and lots more. New merchandise is arriving daily, so to see all the latest in men's fashions, see us at Lionel Smith Limited. Lionel Smith, limited to only the finest in men's clothing.
Come on in to Bargain Blowouts Furniture where we have recliners starting at $199.
Check the rest.
Buy from the best.
Financing and layaway available. Bargain Blowouts Furniture and Mattress Superstore, next to the Aiken Hospital.
Since 1970, Bragg Heating Company has been keeping Aiken and the surrounding communities comfortable. Our factory-trained staff can keep you on top of the latest in heating and cooling technology, and our complete metal shop allows us to make any specialty piece your home may need. We recommend the best systems for your home: Trane, Carrier, Mitsubishi ductless, and Bosch geothermal systems. We accept most major credit cards and offer financing, so when you need your system maintained, repaired, or replaced, call Bragg Heating Company. We're here to make you comfortable.
Were you hurt on the job? Are you trying to keep your work comp payments? Do you feel like no one is listening? Your employer, the company doctor, the insurance company? Well, we're listening. Our workers' compensation team has helped hundreds of injured South Carolinians. Call us now and let us listen to you. For a free consultation, call 803-644-5335 or visit thechandlerlawfirm.com.
You can count on Chandler.
You are looking live at Strom Thurmond High School. Here, the field of the Running Rebels of Strom Thurmond, where tonight Strom Thurmond takes on a nemesis from up in Columbia area. Actually, they're in Cayce, Brookland-Cayce. The Bearcats come down in a battle within the region for the second spot. Gilbert is number one. They've clinched that in the region. But this is important, Coach, getting number two. If you lose this game tonight, one of these teams very well will finish fourth and end up being, well, an unenviable task of going to Dillon and play at Dillon in the playoffs, which Strom Thurmond did that last year and didn't end very well for them.
Yeah, this is an important game. You want the top seed. That gives you a home ball game, and that can be very important when you get to the playoff time. Got the captains out in the middle of the field, and for Brookland-Cayce, we've got number 7, Dominique Perry, wide receiver. Rashik Mays, a running back, number 8. Shamal Goins, number 30, is a running back and an outside linebacker. And Gerald Moore, number 71, tackle. And for the home-standing Strom Thurmond Rebels, we've got number 13, Tarek Williams, wide receiver and outside linebacker. Number 63, Chris Price, who plays guard and tackle on the line. Noah Westbrook is number 75, and Trey Moore, number 77.
All right, thank you, Coach. I believe Strom Thurmond won the toss and is elected to receive, and now the seniors will all run to greet their buddies over here in the tunnel at the field house. They have a beautiful Strom Thurmond Athletics field house here on the north end of the field. This is quite a stadium, one of the prettier places we get to go, one of the nicer, certainly, press boxes we get to sit in. Of course, we've played here in the middle of summer when the air conditioner was working, and that makes it real special to us.
I'll tell you, and they, a couple of years ago, they renovated this place. They did a phenomenal job, and one of the things that's kind of a throwback and kind of nice when they've been doing these brand new facilities, the scoreboard is better than a lot of colleges. They would die to have a scoreboard that nice. The field itself and the field house and the stands and everything is perfect. And they still have natural turf out there. I believe it's some kind of Bermuda grass that's out there. It's not the artificial stuff. They do a phenomenal job with the paint and really look sharp. The Strom Thurmond Rebels have a lot going for them tonight, but they're up against a very strong team in Brookland-Cayce. Brookland-Cayce's also got quite a tradition. They were 12-2 last year. If they win out this year, they can win another 11 ball games or 12 ball games, and they'd love to do that. Strom Thurmond fighting for a position in number 2 place in the playoffs, and their season has been kind of up and down. They're healthy now, with one exception. They have lost their leading tackler. Ford Williams is on the sidelines with a broken leg that he suffered last week, and he leaves the or leads the team, I should say, with 80 tackles. So I think they'll miss him tonight. Okay, too bad. Talked to him before the ball game. Nice young man. Wish him well. And he said he believes he'll probably have that cast off and be all right by January or February. But he'll be watching television at that point.
Yeah, tough to miss this last game, plus miss the playoffs. But those things happen when you're running around the field hitting people. It's a tough sport sometimes.
Very tough.
All right. Both teams are out on the field. Strom Thurmond actually did not win the toss. I believe BC won the toss, and they elected to receive. So Strom Thurmond will be kicking, and we are moments away from the kickoff. It means we'll first see Brookland-Cayce come on. Reed Sharpia, the quarterback. That's a name that's familiar to a lot of people. His dad, Reed Sharpia, is the head coach, and he's been coaching for a long time around these areas. All right, we've got a misfire on the kickoff, as balls will sometimes do. Balls off the tee.
I thought they might be going to try an onside kick from the way they have got it lined up and the way they approach the ball, but we'll have to wait and see now.
Lawson Reel, the kicker, gets it up. It's a little short. Fair catch called for, and they fumble it at the 19-yard line. BC able to recover it, so Brookland-Cayce, the Bearcats, will be 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. And Steve Smith, before the game, the broadcast play-by-play guy for the Rebels, was telling me that last week they had that happen twice in a row against Pillion, that they had 21 points on the board and Pillion hadn't even taken a snap yet. They almost turned their feet again, but not a turnover. BC gets started. They go on the dive. Maybe got a yard. 2nd down, 9.
By a host of Rebel defenders led by number 77, Trey Moore.
And Trey Moore in on that tackle, and he's one of their leading defensive players. And he occupies a lot of space in there and leaves a lot of room for the linebackers to make a lot of tackles. As we mentioned, Williams was one of them. That was the leading tackler in Valentine, A.J. Valentine.
Sharpia, good quarterback. Hands off as he was in the pistol formation. They're going to gain about 6 yards, or maybe make it 5 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 4. They actually spot him closer to the 26, so it is a pickup of 6 on the play. 3rd down and 3. They brought in a different Wildcat package here to run, and that's a keeper. I believe that was number 1.
No, that was number 2 now. They fooled us on the first one, though. They had Kalen Roach in there, number 1, as the quarterback on the first play, and this time they do have Sharpia in there, number 2. And they did some things like that pre-game. They had...
I tend to agree. Number 1 is Reed Sharpia, so they've switched uniforms.
They've switched uniforms or something.
Yeah, number 2 is actually number 1, Keelan Roach.
There you go.
So they've switched 1 and 2. They always like to fool us announcers. And this is Sharpia back to pass. He's taking his time, no pass rush. Now he's under some pressure. Does a good job to get away. And he's going to run. He's going to pick up the 1st down and more as he runs out of bounds at the 44-yard line. And that was quite a scramble by Sharpia.
Yeah, that sure was. And that was part of the scouting report coming in, that he keeps things alive. Now, he's got great protection to start. And then he gets some pressure, able to elude it, and, as you say, pick up a big gain for the 1st down. Good speed.
44-yard line, Chandler Law Firm, 1st and 10. There's a little sweep. Gets outside. And that's going to be good. Number 5 for BC is Joe Prabusen. a name that I've never seen before. And he picked up 12 yards. He's into Rebel territory at the 43-yard line. Perdubsry. Okay, we'll go with that. Motion to the left. Going to roll that way. Stops, throws hard, and
nice defense.
Down. Good defense. No flag. Incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, I said something to Eric before the ball game. I said, I think they've switched number 1 and 2 in terms of their numbers. I don't know why they would do that, but that's what they've done.
I don't guess it makes much difference to Strom Thurmond what number anybody wears, but now did they throw a flag? They had a discussion, and there is a flag. I believe they're going to call interference. Pass interference on the defense. That's a 15-yard walk-off. And it goes inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. As we watch this again, this is one of those cases where they actually picked up more yardage on the penalty than they would have if they caught the pass. Makes a man miss, getting down the field inside the 25 to the 24. So BC moving the ball well.
Now we've got a hold. It's got to be against BC, so they'll march him back.
Flag on the play.
This is our first chance to see Brookland-Cayce, and thus far I kind of like it. They've got a wide open offense.
Yeah, they look good coming out of the chute. That's going to be a spot foul. It'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul, so that would be a big loss. They'll lose 14 yards on the play. It's going to remain 1st down, 24 yards for BC. And now they get
some of it back.
Get 5 more back. Brookland-Cayce used to be a big 4A school. They were in the same region with Aiken High back in the days of the 70s. It was a team that we played at Aiken. So growing up, they were one of the region rivals. Irmo was one, BC, and of course North Augusta, as we talked about in the pregame, was the main rival for Aiken High, and as they play tonight.
Uh-oh.
I was going to say, they met in the backfield and said, this doesn't look right.
I said, uh-oh, and they said, uh-oh, and fellas, it's not Canada.
And they called timeout. So a timeout on the field, a Bragg Heating Company timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back.
Since 1970, Bragg Heating Company has been keeping Aiken and the surrounding communities comfortable. Our factory-trained staff can keep you on top of the latest in heating and cooling technology, and our complete metal shop allows us to make any specialty piece your home may need. We recommend the best systems for your home: Trane, Carrier, Mitsubishi ductless, and Bosch geothermal systems. We accept most major credit cards and offer financing, so when you need your system maintained, repaired, or replaced, call Bragg Heating Company. We're here to make you comfortable.
All right, BC's got their formation figured out now. Now this is more of that Wildcat look as they hand it off, and big yardage, going to make it to the 25-yard line. It was still 1st down and 19. They're going to pick up about 14 yards on that play.
2nd and 7.
Going to spot it at the 26, so it'll be 2nd down and 7. BC made up all of that holding penalty. That's number 8. Number 8 is another great name, Rozelk Mays. Took the snap.
It's 3rd down.
He came roaring in there and hit somebody on a block. That was interesting to see the quarterback do that. Okay, so Sharpie comes back in. 3rd down and 9. Little screen pass. He's got a little room. Gets to the 20. Oh, slipped a man. He's going to be close to the 1st down. He needed to make it to the 19.
Yeah, he did a nice job getting away from the tackler. And maybe it's going to be 4th and 1.
4th and 1, and I believe the jumbo package it comes in for BC. We saw him do this earlier. As they bring a host off the line, they go with 2 tight ends. Sharpie under, they got an unbalanced line. Now we got a timeout, or we're going to call, he may call a procedure play. No, offsides against Strom Thurmond is the call, lined up in the neutral zone. It's going to be a 5-yard walk-off, an automatic 1st down now to the 14-yard line. They'll move the chains, Chandler Law Firm, 1st and 10.
And they did have their heavy package in there. There's no question about it.
There was an unbalanced line to the left. Well, I'm sure we'll see that again. 3 split wide to the left, 1 far to the right, 1 backfield, pistol formation. Should be a hands off. This is Mays. Mays gets inside the 5 to the 4. And that may be another 1st down. It's right at the sticks. I believe he's going to be able to Chandler Law Firm 1st and goal from the 4. There's that unbalanced line. As they run that direction, Strom Thurmond gets him but can't pull him in, and he goes in for the touchdown. Mays scores from 4 yards out, and BC takes the early lead. 6:45 left to go here in the 1st quarter. Extra point coming up, 6-0 BC.
And I really believe that we've got some strange numbers out there that people are wearing. It's not just the quarterback and that 1 wide receiver. I guarantee you.
Kick is good.
That was number 6 or number 8 that scored a touchdown there, and they have him listed in the program here. Mays is 5'6", 165. That kid was not 5'6", 165. I can guarantee you that. I have a feeling that might be Rashad Taylor, okay, who is their leading rusher with 18 touchdowns.
Yeah, and it's Halloween, and I guess they can get away with that and do all kinds of odd things along the way, but I think you're right. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I think they've got different numbers on their kids. It doesn't make any difference to the players, as you say, obviously, except that the coaches on the opposite team probably all week said, you got to look out for number 8, you got to look out for this guy, you got to look out for that number, and that's not the guy they're looking out for at this point.
Yeah, that is. It'd be interesting to talk to Strom Thurmond, see if they knew before the game they'd change numbers. Is that a requirement? Obviously, it's not a requirement to tell us what the numbers are. All right, another kick. This time, BC kicks a little line shot that's recovered at the 38-yard line. Good job of snatching that as it was rolling along. That's number 26. A.J. Valentine with the recovery. Chandler Law Firm 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. So Strom Thurmond will go on the offense for the first time tonight. Handoff. This is Edwards, their big running back. Big run.
Oh, yeah, nice run.
Into Bearcat territory all the way down to the 36-yard line. That was quite a run.
It's time to move our chain.
Jaquan Edwards
and
rushed for over 1,000 yards.
He's having a great season.
Here's Edwards again, looking for some room. He picks up about 4. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 6.
Juan Edwards on the carry for a gain of 5. 2nd down.
The offensive line for Strom Thurmond: Chris Price, Charles McCoy, Jordan Hill, Kyle Cockrell, Jaheim Mathis, and Coach Hillary very high on them. Says they're a strong, well-organized, tough group of offensive linemen. So far, they look very good.
Jaquan Harris at quarterback. Going to keep this time. Goes across the 30 down to the 28-yard line. Pick up of 3 more yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and short, 3rd and 2. And Harris will head to the sidelines. And Tyrek Williams comes on. He runs from the shotgun. Man in motion. And keeping is Williams. Williams going to pick up the first down as he crosses the 25 down to the 22.
And that's a strong run. Once again, good blocking up front. Williams, a powerful looking young man.
So Jaquan Harris checks back in. Chandler Law Firm, 1st and 10. Going to be the first pass, and had a little movement that time. It seemed like they all were out of sync. I believe that'll be a procedure against Strom Thurmond. As Strom backs up.
And you are correct.
BC didn't bring too many fans with them, but they've got a band. Band's playing loud.
Making some noise, aren't they? Excuse me, making some music.
Making some music. Playing the ESPN theme. Jaquan Edwards drags a blocker, picks up a yard. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 14.
Not much of a gain, but he's dragging 2 of them with him. Last year, Edwards did not get a whole lot of time at a running back, played primarily linebacker. This year, he has carried the load offensively and done it very well.
Now Harris comes outside, splits wide to the left, and Williams comes in shotgun. 3 split wide to the left, 1 to the right. Williams going to take it up the middle. He was hit and gets away inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line. He was stopped at about the 25-yard line, but that's going to move the chains. A big run on 2nd and 14 inside the 5.
And how in the world did he get out of there? That's amazing. There was a play in the pro game the other night. The Philadelphia quarterback did exactly the same thing, and it took 5 seconds for him to get through the scrum there, but picked up a big gain.
That was.
And Williams did the same thing.
Right, he's actually at the 7-yard line. 1st and goal. Chandler Law Firm, 1st and goal from the 7. Hands off to Edwards. Edwards fights through. He's going to take it in the end zone. Touchdown. Strom Thurmond answers BC on their first drive, 7-6. 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter, and the extra point to follow.
And we saw them do this pre-game. For that offensive set, the quarterback went under the center, and number 60, Orrin Williams, an offensive tackle, came in as a blocker in the backfield, and he led Edwards a lot through the left side, and Edwards did the rest. Another strong run, very impressive drive.
Lawson Reel on to try the point after. Kick is up, and it's good. And our score, 7-7 here at Strom Thurmond High School. BC and Strom Thurmond locked up in a battle. We'll take a break and be right back.
Were you recently arrested for driving under the influence? Are you looking for an experienced DUI attorney but don't know where to start? The Chandler Law Firm can help. We know being charged with a DUI is an intimidating and frightening experience. A DUI conviction can lead to fines, court costs, probation, license suspension, and even jail time. Time is of the essence. The sooner you call, the more likely we're able to protect your rights.
You can count on Chandler.
Welcome back, Aiken Standard Game of the Week. I'm Ed Gerardo, along with the coach Kim Brace. Eric Russell, the Aiken Standard sports editor, is down on the sidelines for us. We're in a good game, 7-7 here in the first quarter as Strom Thurmond kicks off. Fair catch called for at the 20-yard line. Both these teams on kickoffs using the short kick to get started rather than kick away and risk long returns.
And I like that. I think that's good strategy for both of them. And so far, I like both offenses. Both of these teams came out firing and executed their game plan very, very well.
Now, you ran over to the KSX team. Are they bewildered as we are?
They have the same lineup we do, and it's not correct, I don't believe.
All right. Sharpia hands off in the backfield. I believe that was Mays, number 8, who we've determined is actually, who did we decide he was?
I thought he might be Taylor. But who knows?
And his 6, well, number 6 supposed to be Trey Davis, who's listed as a quarterback. He's in the backfield.
And Taylor is supposed to be number 20, but I don't believe it.
All right. Well, we know this is Sharpia. So Sharpia fakes the handoff on the jet sweep. We'll go with Taylor on that.
Yeah.
We'll just call everybody Taylor for the rest of the night.
Good defense that time by Strom Thurmond. Running back deep in the backfield, and that hole closed before he could get to the line of scrimmage. That's well done.
So we decided 8 was Taylor, 6. Oh, they've got us. It's been that kind of year, Coach.
They've got us confused.
3 split wide to the left, 2 to the right. Backs up. Going to throw it over the middle. Caught. Nice catch. Goes up over the 30-yard line. That's going to be enough for the first down. They move the chains. Since we've decided 6 is Taylor, nice catch.
I'll tell you what, he was under some pressure that time, and that was not a pretty-looking pass, but the kid ran a nice pattern and got the first down. It's not how many yards you get. I mean, not how you get them, it's how many. And they got the first.
All right, quick pitch. This is going to be a pass. We got a man now. It was deflected. It's going to be incomplete. He had a man by himself.
Yes, he did.
Split wide to the left. And Strom made a great play to jump up and knock it down.
Very, very nice.
I believe that was Justin Williams. Well, they say Robert Witt that from his defensive end position was able to block that ball. Second down fake's going to roll. Throws it quick out. Makes a nice move and going to pick up big yardage. Gave a little juke to the right inside and went outside down the sidelines. Number 12, which is listed as Davian Sistrom.
Maybe it is. I'll tell you what. Our scouting report was right on the quarterback. He does keep things alive. He was under some pressure that time, found a receiver. They're getting some big plays when it looks like there's not going to be anything there.
Chandler Law Firm, 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line, approaching midfield. Here's a keeper. And we've decided this is Roach. Keelan Roach. He's going to pick up a yard to the 49. Going to be 2nd down and 9.
Keeper for a very short gain, tackled by number 26, A.J. Valentine.
Tackle that time made by A.J. Valentine, and he is their leading tackler Now that Ford Williams is unable to play, both of them were high on the list in the area for tackles.
Quick pass, what a nice release. Whew, he got rid of that quick. And that was number 5 to Joe Padusari is what we were calling it as. That was some release by the quarterback.
It sure was.
It looked like he was still had his hand in the gut on the fake handoff. Now empty backfield brings a man in motion to the left. Going to throw it to him. As the horn sounds, stretches out, so he stepped out of bounds at the 33-yard line, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. BC is on the move again. They scored on their first possession, as did Strom Thurmond. We're tied at 7-7 as we go to the second quarter in the Aiken Standard Game of the Week.
Come on in to Bargain Block Furniture, where we have 2 5-piece bedroom sets starting at only $576.
Check the rest.
Buy from the best.
Financing and layaway available. Bargain Blowouts Furniture and Mattress Superstore, next to the Aiken Hospital.
Tyler's Tire and Auto Center, founded in 1963, family owned and operated for 50 years and dedicated to customer service with safety of your family, our top priority. Tyler's Tire is a full-service tire retail, tire repair, and automotive repair facility with ASC certified mechanics. Located in 2 locations, 1019 Richland Avenue West and 1518 Whiskey Road. Let our family take care of yours. Tyler's Tire and Auto Center. Welcome back. The Aiken Standard Game of the Week. 7-7 our score. Both teams have visited the Tyler Tire end zone and added their extra point. 1 quarter play, 7-7. Pretty good football.
Yeah, both teams moving the ball very well. That first quarter flew by.
Nice that we don't have any distractions to stop the game this week. Last week's was interesting at the timeouts. The Strom Thurmond cheerleaders keeping people busy in the break. And BC comes back to the line. 2nd down, 4 as they move the football. And here's Pab. He's going to be close to a first down as he crosses the 30 to the 29, but there is a flag on the field. We're just going to call him Pradub.
I'll tell you what, we're looking at some backs that are big and strong and also some that are very quick. Both teams have some quality athletes in the backfield.
Holding against BC is the call. 10-yard walk-off back to the 46-yard line. So that'll make it 2nd down and 17. Now the official's going to talk about it. Make sure they've got it in the right spot.
Quite a discussion out there.
Yeah, we got every official in a huddle now as they discuss, do they have it spotted correctly, I would assume. Whatever, they came to a decision. They're good to go. 2nd down, 17. Sharpie, pistol formation, brings a man in motion to his left. Hands off. And coming through like a bullet over the 25 down to the 23-yard line. That's going to move the chains again. That was quite a run. And again, we've decided that's Taylor. It's got to be based on their stats.
That's right. Coming into the ball game, their leading rusher was Rashad Taylor. Okay, 1,000 yards plus 18 touchdowns, and it certainly looks like that has the pedigree of number 6. I would say.
And if you're joining us late, apparently BC decided to switch jerseys amongst the team. Reed Sharpia, the quarterback, is usually number 2. He's wearing number 1 tonight.
No game, tackle by number 9, Javen Holston.
Good defense that time by Strom Thurmond. Javen Holston, number 9, in on the tackle. Okay. Also got some help, interior lineman.
Lost a yard, 2nd down and 11. A stacked formation here. Fake's going to keep. Well, this is number 2 that we decided was Keelan Roach, who used to be number 1. So might as well be.
Oh, chop block.
So that's going to be a 15-yard walk-off. It'll remain 2nd down, and that's going to make it 2nd down and 26, I believe. And they've slowed down the game, as now they're going to come across and explain it to the Strom Thurmond coaches. Not sure why that's necessary. If it's a chop block and you know it's a 15-yard penalty, you're going to take it.
Move that marker back.
Both teams offensively have really not been stopped by the other team's defense. Here the penalties are creating havoc, however, for Brookland-Cayce.
All right, 2nd down, 25. It may have been a spot foul, and I think that's probably what he was explaining. There was a yard downfield. 2nd and 25. BC's been picking up big chunks of yardage when they get yardage. Not going to pass. He's got a blocker right there to help him. Throws it. Just intercepted. Not a very good pass. Intercepted by number 11, Josh Pixley. Josh Pixley with the interception. And I think that time Sharpia just threw it too hard, overthrew.
Overthrown, and that's a nice play by Pixley. The free safety. He's trying to make something happen. Don't get to pick.
Take our word for it.
Initially,
it was tipped by number 7, Dominic Perry. Couldn't come up with it. It was way too high, but he did deflect it and went back and was picked off by Pixley. So Strom Thurmond gets the first big turnover of the game. Chandler Law Firm 1st and 10, and here comes Edwards again, running hard, spinning, picking up big yardage. He went good runner. Picks up 9, and 2nd down and 1.
He picks his holes well too. Okay, and once again we've got Orrin Williams in there, number 60 in the backfield. There's a little bit of a block there, all coming on the right side, and he just cut it back nicely to the left side, made good yardage.
Apparently it's close enough for a measurement, so we'll have an official timeout. They'll bring the chains out, see if it was actually 10 yards as opposed to 9.
An initial impression, I'll tell you what, Edwards looks as strong a runner as we've seen all year. Okay, he really hits it, and it's no accident probably that he leads the area in rushing.
Yeah, he's very impressive. All right, he's about 2 inches short, so it'll bring up 2nd down in inches. Really, that's when you were coached.
To throw the football, a lot of teams, you know, they'll come out in that second and then they'll try to hit you with a pass. But I think we're going to see Strom Thurmond get the first down. they're doing a nice job of that. I think they'll go with a run and play again.
All right, I'm going to call for a pass. Something a little tricky. And that was not what they wanted.
That's not what they wanted. And
there's a fumble, and there's a scramble underneath, and there were flags thrown.
I think there was illegal procedure to start on that play, and that was just a mess. Brookland-Cayce says it's their ball. It may well be.
But it's a legal shift is the call against Strom Thurmond. But
Brookland's not going to like this if it was dead, if the ball was dead before the play took off.
Obviously, they're going to take the play. Of course, he didn't signal who recovered the ball one way or the other. Just because the players say it doesn't mean it's so. Legal procedure against them is going to be declined. I believe Strom Thurmond recovered it.
They must have.
So they're going to take the loss of, well, that makes sense because the loss was pretty much 5 yards. So no need to get a penalty. Take the down. And it's going to bring up 3rd and 5 as it was 2nd in inches. So after getting the turnover on the interception, Strom Thurmond has a fumble. They were able to recover it. And let's see, now they're going to have a timeout and talk about it. We've got a badly heating Bragg Heating Company timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back.
Since 1970, Bragg Heating Company has been keeping Aiken and the surrounding communities comfortable. Our factory-trained staff can keep you on top of the latest in heating and cooling technology, and our complete metal shop allows us to make any specialty piece your home may need. We recommend the best systems for your home: Trane, Carrier, Mitsubishi ductless, and Bosch geothermal systems. We accept most major credit cards and offer financing, so when you need your system maintained, repaired, or replaced, call Bragg Heating Company. We're here to make you comfortable.
Back here at Strom Thurmond High School, a beautiful facility that Strom Thurmond has here to play football. And it's not just beautiful out here on the field and in with the stands as you see it. It's actually very, very nice inside, underneath the stands. Some of the local schools could do themselves a favor and come up here and see what Strom Thurmond has done. It's very, very nice facilities, restrooms, concession stands. They rebuilt this home side, and it is nice. All right, pitch out to Edwards. Edwards going to get the first down and some more. Knocks a man out of bounds as he crosses midfield to the 49-yard line into Bearcat territory. And Edwards, yeah, I agree with you, Coach. He may be the best running back we've seen.
Yeah, he's really tough. And Antoine Hillary, the coach here for Strom Thurmond, said, you know, when you've got a 215-pound running back and a good offensive line in front of him, and he, like I say, he's put another tackle in the backfield to block for him, that's a lot of beef coming at you, and they are really doing it well so far tonight.
He's certainly on the same lines as Roberts at South Aiken and Gibson at North Augusta, who are both very, very good.
No question.
Now they're going to keep. Harris going to run, gets away, going to pick up another first down, going to move the chains. Chandler Law Firm, 1st and 10 coming up as he crosses the 40 to the 38-yard line. They're going to spot him out at the 39.
And I'll tell you what, Harris does a terrific job on this, and he's made a difference to this Strom Thurmond team since he got back off of his injury. And he's an exciting player also. He's also a smart player. He gives the ball to Edwards a lot.
So another first down for Strom Thurmond as they look to take the lead. BC fumbled on their second possession, or were intercepted in their second possession, excuse me. As they run Edwards out of bounds, still gained 5 yards on that play.
And that's one of those plays where it didn't look like he gained anything. I mean, he's getting hit, and then you look at the chains and they've moved 5 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 5. Looked like he was going nowhere, and he picks up 5. Man in motion. Fake. And that's Williams going from the Wildcat. And he carries it to the 20-yard line. They'll move the chains again. Chandler Law Firm, 1st and 10. And Strom Thurmond moving the ball.
And Williams is another big, strong runner. And some of those smaller defensive backs, they ain't too happy to see those two guys coming at him.
Williams stays at quarterback in the shotgun. Man comes in motion. That was close to hitting him. Gets up close to the 15. I think they're going to say him down at the 16. Gain of 4. 2nd and 6.
And this is a nice little change up for Strom Thurmond. They're mixing their plays pretty well now with different personnel. Here comes Quan back in at number 3. Jaquan Harris.
And Williams stays in the game. He splits wide to the right. And Edwards was going to get it, but movement up front.
Looked like they were pulling both the left guard and left tackle, and they got going a little too early.
False start. The call, 5-yard walk-off. 2nd down and 11.
You know, Strom Thurmond's got some stocky-looking linemen up there. But the thing that's impressive to me, they can all move. Okay, they're pulling them, and they're getting out in front. They can run.
All right, Harris, something wasn't right.
Nope.
So he calls a timeout. Bragg Heating Company timeout on the field. They're using all their Bragg Heating Company timeouts tonight, both teams. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Since 1970, Bragg Heating Company has been keeping Aiken and the surrounding communities comfortable. Our factory-trained staff can keep you on top of the latest in heating and cooling technology, and our complete metal shop allows us to make any specialty piece your home may need. We recommend the best systems for your home: Trane, Carrier, Mitsubishi ductless, and Bosch geothermal systems. We accept most major credit cards and offer financing, so when you need your system maintained, repaired, or replaced, call Bragg Heating Company. We're here to make you comfortable.
Well, let's talk about on the way up here. All right. Back here at Strom Thurmond High. 7-7 our score. 6:07 left to go in the second quarter. Strom Thurmond has moved the ball inside the 20-yard line into the red zone. But a 5-yard penalty has set them back 2nd down and 11. Both teams have not had much trouble picking up big chunks, though.
They really have. Both teams, except for the penalties, have moved the ball very, very well.
And penalties certainly cost BC on that last drive, which ended in the interception. Here comes Edwards. He's got some blockers. Uses his blockers really well. Goes inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
And, you know, it's certainly something you can't see, but we know he does it. He sees the field very, very well, okay? He, like you just said, he follows his blockers well, and that's one of the things that you can't teach. I mean, football players, any athlete, the ones that can see what's going on and make the proper decisions, they're better players.
Harris comes out. Williams fakes the handoff. Going to come up, and he's going to be knocked down short of the first down. So a big decision here for Strom Thurmond. It's going to be 4th down and short as Williams brought down about 13. It's going to bring 4th and a long 2. Now Lawson Reel has the ability to kick from this far out. All right, Strom's going to go for it.
I don't blame him.
They bring Williams out. Go with a package of jumbo, and that's Edwards. Edwards fights hard. Now he is right at it. If he's on the left side of the 10-yard line, I believe he's going to be short. He needed to make at least the 10. BC's pointing the other direction. Let's see where they put the ball down. This would be a big stop for BC after the interception.
Number 74 is shaking his hat. Mathis says, we didn't make it.
And the referee points back. BC is going to turn it over on downs. So a turnover by BC. Strom Thurmond intercepted a pass in their second possession of the game. Strom Thurmond's second possession ends on 4th down, a half a yard short of the first down. Chandler Law Firm 1st and 10 for BC.
And you know, you just said it. Both teams have had very few possessions in the first half of this ball game. Okay, they've both eaten the clock when they had the football.
They both have run the ball extremely well. And here's a pass. And of course, Sharpie has shown an ability to run. Now that was interesting. You're taught. Oh, he got down just in time. And I believe he picked up the first down. Yeah, he's got about 11. That'll move the chains. And when he turns here, Coach, the wide receiver, instead of coming back to him, turns and goes downfield. The DB stayed with him. And you can't see him in the picture there, but he was turned around. There he is blocking.
Mm-hmm.
That was number 5 that had gone out. And instead of coming back to the quarterback that you're taught to do, he turned and ran, and it actually opened it up for him. So he picks up the first down. Chandler Law Firm 1st and 10. Clock continues to run. 4:10 left to go. He's going to keep this time heading to the right side. Going to slide down now at the 25. Sharpie decides not to take too much punishment.
It's like a gain of 2, be 2nd down and 8.
So 2-yard pickup, 2nd down and 8. Sharpie is impressive running the football. Knew that he could throw it coming in. He can definitely be elusive. Pistol formation. Straight drop. Looking. Now he's going to have to roll back around. He sticks that ball out. Now he's going to be sacked. That's going to be a huge loss. All the way back to the 10. That's where his running got him into trouble.
Yeah, they finally caught him. They finally corralled him. He's been slippery. Not that time. And, you know, you look at their offensive set, the Bearcats, and I haven't seen a running back line up that deep in quite a while. But he's 9 yards deep when he lines up there on some of the plays. 8, 9 yards, that's pretty deep anymore.
Loss of 16 yards brings up 3rd down and 24. And he's running along holding the ball like a loaf of bread. Another thing that you were coached not to do. It reminds me of Johnny Manziel, the way he would hold the football. Now, this has got a chance. Hit hard right at the 30-yard line. He's going to be about 2 yards short of the first down. He had some space to run.
He sure did.
To the 31. Needed to make the 33. So it'll be 4th down and 2, and a punting unit will come on. First time we'll see the punter from either team.
And I'll tell you what, they executed that play very well. Their linemen didn't block anybody at the line of scrimmage. They were downfield and really did some great downfield blocking. All right, Josh Pixley, who had to pick a little earlier in the ball game, made a nice saving tackle there, or they'd had the first down.
Gets the punt off. Little wobbly. Fair catch called for at the 37-yard line. Strom Thurmond will take over Chandler Law Firm 1st and 10. 1:47 left to go until halftime.
And that's our first punt of the ball game, and went well for both teams. A good punt, a nice catch. 1:47. Do you think that's enough time for them to score?
Based on what we've seen so far and the lack of throwing and the very good pass rushing game that both of them have shown, you have to question whether the passing game is actually there. Because if you can run the ball like that, you probably don't pass an awful lot. I formation. Toss back. This is a pass. Oh, good defense. Williams was out on the pass. And he broke up the pass. It was going to be intercepted by number 2, which we've decided is Kalen Roach. Again, they're wearing different uniforms, different numbers here on the BC side.
And that was Edwards that threw that football. Okay. We know he can run the football. Now the ex-linebacker's throwing it too. A little trickery.
And that's an indication of what their passing game must be like. We're going to try to fool them. If he had thrown it a little harder, I think Williams had a step, at least maybe 2. It came up short. Here's I formation and a run, not a pass. They're going to pick up a couple of yards. Clock will run, 1:30 left to go until halftime. 3-yard pickup, 3rd down 7. Ball's at the 39-yard line. And they do have a timeout left, does BC. So if they stop him here, look for him to call a timeout. Going to roll, looking down, got a man. And that's going to pick up the first down and more. Williams tripped up, or he was on his way to the end zone. Nice little curl pattern.
And Harris does a nice job. That's a good throw. And I'll tell you what, Williams is doing a lot of things for as big as he is.
Yeah. He did a curl, sat down. Harris hit him. Then he made a nice run afterwards all the way to the 38-yard line of BC. Chandler Law Firm 1st and 10. Clock runs.
A few more yards, and they may be able to kick a field goal if nothing else.
Got some backside pressure. Now it's picked off, and this has got a chance. Oh, he's knocked down quickly. But BC comes up big with an interception. 23.7 seconds left to go until halftime. And Harris probably wishes he had that one back.
Yeah, that
man fell down.
There was nobody there with a blue shirt on, I can tell you.
I believe there was a man past that who fell down, and we couldn't pick him up. Now let's see what BC tries to do with the 23 seconds. And they're going to hand off. See if their big running back can make some yards. He gets 2. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 8. Timeout call. BC calls the timeout. 15.9 seconds left to go. We'll keep it here.
I think we'll see a little trickery from BC right now.
Yeah, I would say that this opens up the halfback pass from the other side now. Maybe a quarterback who plays wide receiver, flip it to him as he goes by.
We may see something from deep in the playbook.
Good ball game. Both teams scored on their opening possessions to get us to this 7-7 score. Then we've had some turnovers. Strom Thurmond intercepted a deflected pass on BC's second possession. They were stopped on downs in their second possession at the 10-yard line was Strom Thurmond. BC then couldn't get the first down, couldn't move the chains, punted, and Strom Thurmond threw an interception.
You know, the impression I have is both these teams are exciting to watch. They're both aggressive on defense, aggressive on offense, got some athletes.
He's got some blockers outside. He's going to pick up the first down to stop the clock with 10.6 seconds left, and I guess they'll use their last timeout. Strom Thurmond still has one timeout left, but that'll move the chains. Chandler Law Firm 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Brookland-Cayce has been pretty effective with that quick little screen out there, just that short little.
Now, BC doesn't have another timeout, but they're pretty accomplished at throwing this quick pass out, gain 10 yards, get out of bounds, get a little closer before they throw one in the end zone. That's what I would suspect would happen here. Run a quick play, get out of bounds. See if you can get down the field. Still a little bit of a ways away, 46 yards, to throw it in the end zone.
You know, there's a nice close-up of the BC line, and they're not small either.
No.
Good-sized team up there.
3 split wide to the left, 2 to the right. Empty backfield. Sharpia, quarterback, backs up. Throws it quick to the sidelines, out of bounds, and
Well
he's going to
done.
pick up 13 yards to the 33-yard line. That'll set up one more play, 5.7 seconds left to go, but that's close enough to get him a reasonable pass to the end zone.
He's got a nice quick release, too, doesn't he?
He does. Backs up. He's going to run up, get himself some room, throw it to the end zone. Horn sounds and incomplete. Had a receiver down in the end zone, couldn't come down with it. And we are at the half. And a good first half, our score, Strom Thurmond 7, BC 7.
You know, coming in tonight, we thought it was going to be a good football game, and it is. I mean, somebody tuning in just now would say, oh, 7-7, that's not all that exciting. It's been pretty exciting. There have been a lot of good plays. We've seen some very good running from both teams. The passing has been a little suspect so far, but the quarterback, Sharpia, he runs around there like crazy, and he's got a good running back who we think is named Taylor. And certainly Edwards and Williams have both been exciting. Now, this is exciting. We saw them putting this together pre-game.
You know, it looks a lot better now with
Yeah.
that globe on top of it. And we thought it was some fancy musical instrument. Got to stop and talk to the band director for Strom Thurmond High and say, what in the world is that?
He's
but they
got it.
didn't have the earth on top of it.
They got it all
as it
together
goes
now.
Do it. Of course, they don't have it on camera, so y'all don't know what we're talking about. So what we'll do, there it is. There's Africa. A little geology lesson here at halftime. Let's see if they spin that sucker around for us. That's where the hurricanes come off of the African coast right there. All right. We're at the half, 7-7 our score. We'll take a break, and we're going to come back and be entertained by the Strom Thurmond High School Marching Band. They're one of the best in the area, and we're looking forward to seeing them when we return on the Aiken Standard Game of the Week.
Here at Bargain Blowout's Furniture, we have queen mattress sets starting at only $199.
Check the rest.
Buy from the best.
Financing and layaway available. Bargain Blowout's Furniture and Mattress Superstore, next to the Aiken Hospital.
Tyler's Tire and Auto Center, founded in 1963, family owned and operated for 50 years and dedicated to customer service with safety of your family, our top priority. Tyler's Tire is a full-service tire retail, tire repair, and automotive repair facility with ASC certified mechanics. Located in 2 locations, 1019 Richland Avenue West and 1518 Whiskey Road. Let our family take care of yours. Tyler's Tire and Auto Center.
Since 1970, Bragg Heating Company has been keeping Aiken and the surrounding communities comfortable. Our factory-trained staff can keep you on top of the latest in heating and cooling technology, and our complete metal shop allows us to make any specialty piece your home may need. We recommend the best systems for your home: Trane, Carrier, Mitsubishi ductless, and Bosch geothermal systems. We accept most major credit cards and offer financing, so when you need your system maintained, repaired, or replaced, call Bragg Heating Company. We're here to make you comfortable.
At Lionel Smith Limited, we can help you look your best no matter what the season. For fall and winter of 2017, we have the area's best collection of suits and sports jackets, a huge selection of those famous hand-picked Smitty ties, unique sportswear, outerwear, sweaters, made-to-measure shirts, suits and coats, socks, underwear, and lots more. New merchandise is arriving daily, so to see all the latest in men's fashions, see us at Lionel Smith Limited. Lionel Smith, limited to only the finest in men's clothing.
Welcome back, Strom Thurmond High School. We are tied at the half, 7-7, BC and Strom Thurmond, the Bearcats and the Rebels, in tonight's Aiken Standard Game of the Week. We are at the half, and the Strom Thurmond band has come out on the field, and they're going to take us on a I think, a cruise through the stars. They're going to play us some Space Odyssey music. I think he said the first song was going to be David Bowie's Space Odyssey.
I think it is going to be Space
Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Looking forward to that. And Van Morrison's Moon Dance. And so, again, very good band. We look forward to hearing them all. And there we see South America down there at the bottom.
And they've got some equipment out there and some instruments, and they really look sharp. Okay, they looked sharp before the game, pregame, and they know what they're doing out there with this band, I'll tell you. And they just listed a number of their accomplishments and a number of the awards and prizes they've won in competitions and so on. So this should be very, very good.
They take all of this very seriously, and they go to all of the different places and perform and compete and win all kinds of awards. As you can tell, they've got quite an opening there.
I don't know that I've ever seen that with the band before. And they did get the globe put together. It didn't look like that an hour ago.
No. They had a couple of bags of rice on it. And I said, is this a rice cooker? I said, no, it's not a rice cooker. All right. It's interesting to get musicians to perform such as this. Most of the musicians I know prefer to just play their instruments. So give these kids credit. They're getting out there and performing. Let's go down to the field and join them.
Here at Just Julie's, we aren't your typical sub shop. All of our meats and cheeses are cut fresh, and we have a wider variety of menu items. We're happy to create new items to suit your many desires, which means custom orders that you won't find anywhere else. We've been a part of the Aiken community for over 35 years, so come and see us for lunch or dinner. You won't be disappointed. Our sandwiches, salads, and customer service can't be beat. Just Julie's, Pine Log Road in the Staples Shopping Center across from Kroger.
At Lionel Smith Limited, we can help you look your best no matter what the season. For fall and winter of 2017, we have the area's best collection of suits and sports jackets, a huge selection of those famous hand-picked Smitty ties, unique sportswear, outerwear, sweaters, made-to-measure shirts, suits and coats, socks, underwear, and lots more. New merchandise is arriving daily, so to see all the latest in men's fashions, see us at Lionel Smith Limited. Lionel Smith, limited to only the finest in men's clothing.
There's nothing more painful than seeing a family member who has lost someone they love. It could be from a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, even a drunk driver. We can't bring back your loved one, but the Chandler Law Firm can help your family get the support you deserve. If your loved one dies because of someone else's negligence, it's called wrongful death. No one can put a price on someone's life, but we can help protect the family's future.
For a legal consultation, contact thechandlerlawfirm.com.
Here at Bargain Blowouts, we have 5-piece dinettes starting at only $1.99.
Check the rest.
Buy from the best.
Financing and layaway available. Bargain Blowouts Furniture and Mattress Superstore, next to the Aiken Hospital.
The moon shining over Strom Thurmond High School, where we were just entertained by a space odyssey moon kind of halftime show, which quite frankly I think that was maybe the best halftime show we've seen this year.
I would put it up there. They had all kinds of things going on. The music I thought was terrific. The choreography was great. They had some audio-visual things going on down there and special effects that added to the halftime. It seemed to fly by, and I think the people in the stands enjoyed it.
Now they're playing Michael Jackson's Thriller, and number 2 for the Bearcats apparently has performed the Michael Jackson Thriller dance. Keelan Roach performing in the end zone here at halftime. He's got it down pat. He must have practiced that somewhere before his coach. If we'd done that, the coach would have come over. What would you have done, Coach?
Oh, I'm sure I would have just smiled and said, boy, isn't that wonderful? You know what? They're having some fun. I'm not going to knock that. That's good. They should have some fun out there.
And I agree, and it's great. And there's a coach probably saying, stop it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
That's
okay,
enough. That's enough Michael Jackson dancing. Get ready to play.
Let's focus here. They're getting loose. Hey,
he's still dancing. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, me.
Oh, boy.
All right. Before we get to the start of the second half here, we've got some score updates, some of which are just exactly what we expected, and a couple of surprises. South Aiken is up 42-7, and that doesn't surprise us at all. South Aiken over Midland Valley right now. North Augusta 17-7 over Aiken, a little closer than what we thought might be happening there.
I told you my Green Hornets were not going to roll over and die with North Augusta of all people.
Yeah, well, they're certainly not.
It's your one chance, and that's the rival.
I got you. And Ridge Spring Minetta doing well against HKT, up 22-0. And the one that is a little bit surprising to me, I thought this would be a much closer game, and I won't say that I called an upset here, but I did. But Barnwell over Silver Bluff right now, 35-0, and they had things well in hand. I don't expect a comeback there from Silver Bluff in that ball game.
Yeah, it was hard to judge for us. The last 2 games we were at Silver Bluff 2 weeks ago, Barnwell last week. Barnwell certainly did not play well. I'll give Bamberg the credit for stifling the Barnwell offense. But they're ranked in the top 5 in the state in their division. And Silver Bluff still coming back from where they've been. They're a lot better this year. It's hard for us to tell. They played Calhoun County, who wasn't very good.
And they overmatched them, frankly. Calhoun County came with just a few players, frankly, and they were outmanned. But Silver Bluff looked pretty good in that ball game.
They looked good, but I think that Sisters of the Poor might have looked good against Calhoun County. They weren't very threatening, and it is what it is for Calhoun County. So it's hard for us to judge what Silver Bluff is going to be. And I had to figure that Barnwell would be ready and raring to go and try to come back. And they're playing at Barnwell, which is a tough place to play. And they certainly we've watched Barnwell and their coach for quite a while.
Oh, yeah. Very good.
And he's not going to take that and not bounce back. 35-0 is sort of surprising. I
didn't think it would be that bad.
No.
And it's not over yet, so you don't know what's going to happen in the rest of the ball game.
Well, Garrick is a very, very good coach, and not taking anything away from Silver Bluff, but that's a pretty good football team. They got embarrassed a little bit last week, losing 21-0 on their home field and losing the region. They want to come back, play strong, and get ready for the playoffs. And all these teams are getting ready for the playoffs. South Aiken and North Augusta is interesting. We announced before the game that both teams are going to be on probation. They'll still go to the playoffs. The probation will be a fine of $500, I think is what it was, and that they wouldn't get but one scrimmage next year and not be able to play in the Jamboree.
Right.
That really kind of hurts the people who put on the Jamboree more than it hurts them, I think. The Jamboree's fine. It's a place to put on your new uniform and go out and run out on the field and get it over with before the first game. But I don't know that that'll affect either one of those teams next year. But scrimmaging and not getting to play scrimmages, I would think that could be the bigger deal.
Yeah, you need to have a couple of scrimmages to get prepared, I think, early in the season.
Otherwise, you're just scrimmaging yourself.
Yeah, and you don't want to just keep beating up on your own people.
All right, but both teams winning tonight. North Augusta having the harder time of it against Aiken. But again, both these teams, BC and Strom Thurmond, will be in the playoffs. What they're battling for is pretty important. Who gets to go to Dillon? The loser gets to go to Dillon and will probably have a short life in the playoffs, while the other will get a home field game next week. We're tied at 7, and we're ready to go as the second half is underway here at Strom Thurmond High School. Line shot, and that goes off the Strom Thurmond player like a ricochet rocket. I think that was Thaddeus Burton, unable to control it. It goes out of bounds, fortunately for him, right at the 20-yard line. So that's where we'll have a Chandler Law Firm 1st and 10. Strom Thurmond will start the second half.
And that intentional short kick turned out pretty well. That ball actually went backwards after it was touched by the Strom Thurmond player.
All right, Strom Thurmond, very successful running the football from their tailback, who starts in the power I here. I formation, gets 5 yards, bringing up 2nd down and 5. He got more than 5.
He
He
sure
got
did.
7. We'll get 7 yards, 2nd down and 3.
And the offensive coaches love to see their running backs dragging people who are holding on from behind them while they continue to run downfield. Nice run by Edwards. We've said it already a lot, but he's an impressive running back.
Yeah, he is very impressive. And that I formation with 2 tight ends makes it tough. And there he's getting outside. He's got some room to run. He's going to cross the 40 to the 45. Stiff arms his man.
Yeah.
And then he gets up, number 2, and pats him on the head.
Pats him on the head. Nice job.
Says, yeah, that was some run.
You know, I like that. And that's the kid that was dancing just a little while ago.
Yeah.
And he appreciates the fact that he took the worst of that shot right there.
Stepped out of bounds at the 47-yard line. And again, we have decided that number 2 is number 1 in our program, Roach. He popped up and patted him on the head and said, good job.
Nice play. I like it.
So 47-yard line, same formation, one man split wide to the left. Fakes the handoff in the backfield. That play never developed.
And I'll give him a shout-out, although I don't know if it's really him. Hampton Stutler, the middle linebacker, came in and disrupted that play for Brookland-Cayce. Very good defensive effort.
And again, if you're joining us late and you're wondering why wouldn't you know who it is, you got their numbers. Well, they're wearing different numbers tonight, BC is, and we're our best guess as to who people are. All right, flip back to Edwards. Edwards comes through. He runs hard, north-south, gets in the hole and heads upfield. There's no juking.
Watch this hole. I am impressed. Look at that. I think there's a couple old guys that could probably run through that a little bit. But that's a good blocking up front.
Picked up 6. 3rd down 4 into Bearcat territory at the 47-yard line. Strom Thurmond scored on their opening drive to tie it up at 7. They've had 2 drives stopped in Bearcat territory. But this is going to be good for another 7-8 yards to the 40-yard line. Move the chains. Chandler Law Firm 1st and 10.
And once again, we see an extra offensive tackle in the backfield there. That's Orrin Williams, who comes in to play as a blocking back.
Edwards' helmet comes off, so he has to go to the sidelines to put it back on. It's interesting, they do have some benches in the very back at their bench next to the fence.
This is Williams, I believe, in there, isn't it?
Yeah, Williams comes in. And that's pretty much standard when he gets the ball in that wildcat formation. He's going to take it and run looking for daylight straight the middle.
They're not fooling anybody. They're just saying, we're going to run right at you with that, and we don't think you can stop it. And so far, it really hasn't been stopped other than for penalties.
Pickup of 7 yards, 2nd down and 3. Edwards checks back in the game. And back to the I formation.
Quan Harris under the center.
Williams spreads left, blocks from a flanker position. That picks up enough yards. They'll move the chains again to the 26-yard line. Chandler Law Firm 1st and 10. They're moving the football at will here at the opening of the second half, which is pretty much what they did at the opening drive of the game, both teams. Both teams scoring on their opening drive. No score after that. 7-7 is our score.
And if they can avoid the penalties, I don't think they're going to get stopped.
Penalties have hurt both teams and slowed them down in the first half. Here comes Edwards. He does not go down on a hand tackle, arm tackle. He takes several guys to bring him down. He picks up a couple of yards. Picked up 3. 2nd down, 7. And he is one of those type runners who looks like they stopped him, but he still got 3 yards. If you get 3 yards every play, you'll move the chains.
That's exactly right. And they are in 4-down territory already to start the second half.
Handoff Edwards. He's pretty patient, too. Let his blockers block, and he's running upright. Comes into the 16-yard line. And they move the chains again. Chandler Law Firm 1st and 10.
I believe I'm correct. Didn't Edwards have something around 40 carries in a ball game a couple of weeks ago?
I don't remember.
I think he did, and he's got to be approaching that tonight.
So 1st and 10. And Strom has come out just stuffing it down their throats. Same play, one after another. You see if you can stop it, and they can't. Down to the 11-yard line. That's a pickup of 5 yards. 2nd down and 5. Skip through there.
And look at number 57 for Strom Thurmond. Offensive line coaches love that. That's Charles McCoy, and he was blocking 6, 7, 8 yards downfield. Still had contact with his man pushing him backwards. Gotta love it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Every play so far been to Edwards except for Williams.
Nice cut.
Football one time when he was at.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, what a run.
Into the 5, down at the 4-yard line. It's going to be a Chandler Law Firm 1st and goal from the 4.
Look at that move, and then he just cuts back across the green. Outstanding. Breathing a little heavy down there right now.
Go with a little different formation here. And this is Williams coming in.
Yep.
And he heads to the middle. And again, that's what he's done every time that they've gone to this formation. Williams keeps and comes to the middle of the field.
And it's easy to see as we're looking at it up here in the booth. But if he had taken that just a little wider, I think he'd have been in the end zone. Okay, had a little bit of a hole out there. But I'm not going to correct him. He's been doing a great job up there running the football as well as blocking.
And you would think you'd stay with the horse that you came down here with, which was Edwards, and they do. Go back to the I formation, bring in a bigger fullback.
Well, that's number 60 again. That's Oren Williams, a tackle, offensive tackle.
Drives in. Did he get in? He leans into, they're going to say he's just short. 3rd down and half a yard.
Can't be much.
BC stiffened. They have not slowed him down at all. And now Harris walks all the way to the sidelines to talk to his coaches. He gets the play and comes back in. You got 2 downs to get this. Bring in your bigger players. Now players are coming out. They're going to have to call a timeout.
Yes,
they
indeed.
have people coming in, going out. So Strom Thurmond is going to take a Bragg Heating Company timeout. We'll take one with them. We'll be right back.
Since 1970, Bragg Heating Company has been keeping Aiken and the surrounding communities comfortable. Our factory-trained staff can keep you on top of the latest in heating and cooling technology, and our complete metal shop allows us to make any specialty piece your home may need. We recommend the best systems for your home: Trane, Carrier, Mitsubishi ductless, and Bosch geothermal systems. We accept most major credit cards and offer financing, so when you need your system maintained, repaired, or replaced, call Bragg Heating Company. We're here to make you comfortable.
Strom Thurmond calls a timeout to talk about it. They're at 3rd down, and they are half a yard outside of the Tyler Tire end zone as they try to break this 7-all score that we've had since the half. 4:44 left to go in the 3rd quarter. They've already taken off 7 minutes and 16 seconds in this quarter on this one possession. Now that's a deep formation there. Fullback goes up the middle. I think he got in.
I do too.
They're not calling it. He had to get in. Touchdown.
And that was Edwards. They moved him up to fullback.
And he just gets in. BC finally puts up a stand as they get inside the 5-yard line, but Strom Thurmond able to up to the task and get it in the end zone. They lead 13-7, extra point coming up.
And I really like that call. They moved the quarterback underneath the center and moved Edwards up. I think that's a smart move. Obviously, they're in the end zone. Looks good. Good call, Coach.
Points up. And it's good. And our score, Strom Thurmond 14, Brookland-Cayce 7. You're watching the Aiken Standard Game of the Week.
At Lionel Smith Limited, we can help you look your best no matter what the season. For fall and winter of 2017, we have the area's best collection of suits and sports jackets, a huge selection of those famous hand-picked Smitty ties, unique sportswear, outerwear, sweaters, made-to-measure shirts, suits and coats, socks, underwear, and lots more. New merchandise is arriving daily, so to see all the latest in men's fashions, see us at Lionel Smith Limited. Lionel Smith, limited to only the finest in men's clothing.
Strom Thurmond takes the opening drive of the second half, keeps the ball for 7 minutes and 25 seconds, and scores 14-7. And the important part of that, Coach, is BC better answer because this clock's going to run pretty quick from here on out.
Now, Brookland-Cayce doesn't have anybody deep, and we know that Real can kick this football. Okay?
Well,
they're lined up on the 20-yard line, basically. I wouldn't be surprised to see him kick this one deep, and they could be pinned real deep in their own territory.
He's taking the short step kick, and he does kick it up where he, whoa, what a shot. Didn't call for the fair catch.
I don't know how he held on to that football.
Javen Holston just delivered a shot for Strom Thurmond.
I mean, this is a decleater right here. Wow. I don't know how he held on to the ball. That's amazing.
And we've got number 3 is Tykees Bogues. And Tykees.
And he's over on the sideline there. They got a shot of him.
He did a good job holding the ball.
He sure did.
26-yard line. Channel Law Firm 1st and 10. Rolling to his right. Has a man, can't hold on. Intended for number 5, Pradab. He can't bring it in.
That was a nice throw by the quarterback.
But watch
We're going to see this
again. He's zeroing in. Did a good job of not leading with his helmet, leading with his arms. Brings a man in motion. Hands off on the jet sweep. Trying to get outside. Going to go nowhere. Going to get a yard. Brings up 2nd down, 3rd down, and 9.
Well, Mr. Momentum looks to me like it has shifted strongly to Strom Thurmond. Okay, Strom's fans are fired up a little bit. That hit on the punt excited some people, and they've got things rolling their way a little bit right now.
They actually say he had no gain on the play, so it's 3rd down and 10. And BC, who opened the game with the kickoff and went down the field and scored, really has gotten nothing accomplished since. Strom Thurmond's defense really stiffened up. And this got him in trouble the last time he did it.
Yes, it did.
He's going to have to stop and throw it, I would think. Now he's going to be in the, oh, he got away. Does that not remind you of Johnny Manziel, except he's going to lose yardage after all of that. He must have run 50 yards, and he lost 8 yards on the play, 4th down and 18.
I'll tell you what, this will give coaches a heart attack right here. He's lucky that he got away with this one.
Well, that's Williams, who's a good athlete.
That was almost a safety. I mean, that would have driven me nuts right there.
I'd have to suggest we not do that. All right, line drive going to be caught at the 50-yard line. Tripped up.
Oh, nice tackle.
Nice open field tackle. But Strom Thurmond will open in BC territory at the 47-yard line.
Davian Sistrunk, number 12. Nice tackle. Strom Thurmond come back out here, and they've got a short field to go now.
Key was the return man for Strom Thurmond. All right, Strom Thurmond had a steady dose of Edwards from the I formation. And they're going to line up in the I formation. I believe they're going to come again. BC had no answer for Edwards until they got inside the 5-yard line, and still that was too close to stop him. And here he goes again. Gets into the 40-yard line, pickup of 7. 2nd down and 3 coming up.
Now, the general rule of thumb is if they've got 7 guys in the box, you got to throw the football. They had 8 in the box that time. They still ran it and ran it effectively. There have been some big holes off that left tackle side.
Strom Thurmond probably has the best motivation of all, being the fact that they went to Dillon last year and were just routed by Dillon. They do not want to go back again. They need to win this game in order to keep from having to do that. Now they're going to have to take another timeout. So Strom Thurmond takes their 2nd timeout of the 2nd half. A Bragg Heating Company timeout. We'll be right back.
Since 1970, Bragg Heating Company has been keeping Aiken and the surrounding communities comfortable. Our factory-trained staff can keep you on top of the latest in heating and cooling technology, and our complete metal shop allows us to make any specialty piece your home may need. We recommend the best systems for your home: Trane, Carrier, Mitsubishi ductless, and Bosch geothermal systems. We accept most major credit cards and offer financing, so when you need your system maintained, repaired, or replaced, call Bragg Heating Company. We're here to make you comfortable.
Strom Thurmond takes their 2nd timeout of the 2nd half. First time it paid off as they got into the end zone. This time it's a little further out at the 40-yard line. They're facing 2nd down and 3, leading here 14-7 in the 3rd quarter. 2:02 left to go until the 4th.
And this is only their 2nd possession of the 2nd half. Brookland-Cayce's had 1. Wasn't able to do anything with it. Big play right here.
Man comes in motion, hands it off, this time to Williams. Change it up, and here comes a flag, and that's probably going to be a holding call. And as coaches alluded to, if they can keep from having penalties, I don't think they can be stopped. Holding against Strom Thurmond is the call. That'll be a 10-yard walk-off, and that'll set them back to midfield.
And number 57 looking at the ref saying, you know, what are you talking about? I didn't hold the guy. I think he may have pancaked him, but I don't know if he held him.
So it's all the way back into Rebel territory at the 49. So it'll be 2nd down and 14. And based on the way Edwards has ran, 2 downs should be enough to get 14 yards. They're going to go to the pass, but Harris going to keep. And that's where I'm not so sure that that's a play that you wouldn't like to have back and just stay with that, what's been working for you.
You know, the other thought that comes to my mind, and you've heard me say this over the years, okay, they get into the playoffs, I really believe against the other good teams they'll face, they've got to be able to mix it up just a little bit between the run and the pass, okay? Now, I'm impressed by how strong they are up front and how well they run the football, but I think they have to have a little more balance when they get in the playoffs.
Loss of 3 yards, 3rd down, 17. Now they stay with it, and Edwards going to be stopped. So that might be a loss. They're going to say his forward progress was back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 4th down and 17. And BC answers the bell after being steamrolled to open the 2nd half as the final seconds tick off in the 3rd quarter. But as I said earlier, BC's going to be under the gun to move the football and get down and tie this game up.
I'm going to get to see Strom Thurmond punt for the first time in this ball game. Brookland-Cayce did a nice job when they had to punt. Let's see what happens here.
Good high spiraling kick down the sidelines and goes out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17-yard line with 7.8 seconds left to go in the third quarter. 1st and 10, Chandler Law Firm 1st and 10 for Brookland-Cayce.
And a nice punt. Brookland-Cayce's got a long field to
we've
cover.
got holding against Strom Thurmond. They may take that, walk them back 10 yards, and make them kick again, and they will. Now we're going to have a discussion. So BC's defense comes back out. Oh, it's holding against BC.
No, that's a wild call.
Now, that won't be an automatic first down. That may make Strom Thurmond think about this. They've got the ball spotted at the 50. Now, that makes no sense. The line of scrimmage was a 47. And I know holding's not a 3-yard penalty. Yeah, I think he's going to say, we'll take the ball where the punt was. You're certainly not going to go for it on 4th down. So I believe Coach Hillary just pointed down the field and said, we'll take the punt.
Well, yeah, we'll take the play. It was a good punt. Put him deep. That's funny. That's a funny call.
I'm not sure the officials have a clue here.
Who did they hold? There was no receiver.
Coach Hillary pointed down the field. Now they're discussing it. They may have to get back with us on the instant replay, but the ball went out at 17-yard line. We can radio that down to them if they need to know. And we were just sailing right along. Okay, now they're going back down the field. And they do have it spotted at the right spot at 17. So I believe holding was not going to be enough for the first down, and Coach Hillary wisely decided let's not punt it again.
And he looks a little perturbed, and I don't blame him. That's a strange set of circumstances there.
He probably, if it's holding on the return, you would think that they would tack on 5 yards down here, and they are. They're walking half the distance to the goal from where the punt went out of bounds. So they're going to start at the 8-yard line, and that may have been the discussion.
Okay.
All right, they're ready to go. The ball's inside the 10 at the 8. Chandler Law Firm 1st and 10 from the 8. Quick pass out. Got some room to run. Going to pick up a first down as it's out to the 20, maybe the 19, and that's going to be the final play of the third quarter. That's one of the fastest third quarters we've had this year. We've got 12 minutes left as we go to the fourth here at Strom Thurmond High School, where Strom Thurmond leads Brookland-Cayce 14-7 in the Aiken Standard Game of the Week.
Come on in to Bargain Blowouts Furniture, where we have sofas and love seats starting at only $396.
Check the rest.
Buy from the best.
Financing and layaway available. Bargain Blowouts Furniture and Mattress Superstore, next to the Aiken Hospital.
Were you hurt on the job? Are you trying to keep your work comp payments? Do you feel like no one is listening? Your employer, the company doctor, the insurance company? Well, we're listening. Our workers' compensation team has helped hundreds of injured South Carolinians. Call us now and let us listen to you. For a free consultation, call 803-644-5335 or visit thechandlerlawfirm.com.
You can count on Chandler.
In Aiken, we are football. Outstanding in the field, in the booth, in the newspaper, on the web, on the app. mobile, social, and very, very local. Aiken Standard is Football Friday.
We're ready to start the fourth quarter. BC, Chandler Law Firm, 1st and 10. Rolls to his left, stops, throws. That's a dangerous pass, falls incomplete.
You know, their most successful pass has been just that little quick throw out or quick screen to the right. And they've done that very well. And one of the keys to that, their wide receivers have really blocked well for the receiver that's intended to catch the pass. They've nearly broken that a couple times.
Looks like a wing T formation there. They flip it out, trying to get a runner outside on the edge.
You know,
and
that's
Strom was ready for that.
And that is number 9 again, okay? Javen Holston. And Holston has made a couple of big – that young man is a hitter. He's the one that made that great tackle on the punt. Look at him shed the block there. That's textbook right there. Sheds the blocker and makes a shoulder tackle that's just terrific.
Loss of a yard, 3rd down and 11. Big play. BC's going to stay on the field. Based on the way Strom Thurmond has moved the football, as the clock winds down toward 11 minutes, Strom might be able to run a lot of this clock off. And here goes
Mr. Excitement again.
He's going to pick it up on his own and turns back inside, doesn't run out of bounds. It's going to go down at the 36-yard line. Chandler Law Firm, 1st and 10. That'll move the chains. Now, that is a better play than running around in circles in the backfield.
I'll tell you what, he's an exciting runner. I'll give him that. That's a nice move. He's got some moves, and he does keep the play going. I'll give him that.
Handoff. And Taylor, we haven't said his name very much. He's going to pick up 9 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 9.
Well, he hasn't had any touches. That's his first touch, I think, the second half.
Yeah.
And he's not half bad either.
He was very strong in the first half and then seemed to go away on some penalties that made it put him in a position where it was long and they put it in the hands of the quarterback. Now here's number 2, our favorite dancer, Roach, and he's going to keep, and he's not going anywhere. So he may have gained a yard in that wildcat formation. It's going to be 3rd down and 2. I'd said he picked up 9 on the previous play, but actually it was more like 7.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right.
Spotted him. So they're at the 45-yard line, 3rd down and 2. Tried to get him to jump. Strom Thurmond was having nothing of that. Calls his play. Brings a man in motion. Going to pitch it out. Strom got into position, and they're going to be a yard short of the first. It's going to bring up 4th and 1. And a big decision for BC to make here.
That's a gutsy call to run an option, which you haven't done all ball game, and pull it out here. They're just a little short.
I believe they're going to bring the chains out. Yeah. Now that they've spotted it, it's a little bit closer to the 47 than I thought. And they needed to make the 47. Looking across the field, they may have this first down. Got a good spot. Stretch the chains. He's got it. First down.
Wow.
For BC.
He's got it by the nose of the football. That's it. What's that, 1.5 inches, 2 inches?
If that.
Well, this is going to be interesting here, this fourth quarter.
So BC retains possession by the closest of margins. 47-yard line, Chandler Law Firm, 1st and 10. They go back to their wildcat formation with Roach. Roach hands off. This Taylor up across the 50. He's pushing the pile. He gets to the 49-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 6.
We had 21 of the 22 players involved with that play at the end. That is a rugby scrum, it looks like. Look at that. Whew.
Once again, that wildcat formation. Going to keep, and maybe a yard at the most. That's interesting. I wonder if Sharpie is injured. No, here comes Sharpie back on the field. We'll give him a yard. 3rd down, a long 5. They need to make the 43 to get the first down. They're at the 48. Sharpie looks to the sidelines. He's got 3 split wide to the left. And now they're going to call a timeout and talk about it. Got a Bragg Heating Company timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back.
Since 1970, Bragg Heating Company has been keeping Aiken and the surrounding communities comfortable. Our factory-trained staff can keep you on top of the latest in heating and cooling technology, and our complete metal shop allows us to make any specialty piece your home may need. We recommend the best systems for your home: Trane, Carrier, Mitsubishi ductless, and Bosch geothermal systems. We accept most major credit cards and offer financing, so when you need your system maintained, repaired, or replaced, call Bragg Heating Company. We're here to make you comfortable.
Welcome back. 7 minutes, 28 seconds left in our ball game. This one's going along very quickly. Brookland-Cayce, 3rd and 5, trailing 14-7 to the hometown Strom Thurmond Rebels.
And I think at this point, with only 7 minutes left in the ball game, they've got 2 chances to make the first here.
And interesting, they go back to the wildcat formation. Sharpie stays on the sidelines, fakes the handoff, goes through, dives close to the first down. He's out to the 45-yard line.
Well executed. That kind of surprised me. I could tell it. You were a little surprised to see them come back in with that formation instead.
That has not been that successful for them.
No, it hasn't.
So Sharpie does come back in the game now. It's 4th down at short 2.
I think he's going to keep it.
He's going to try to get him to jump. Now looks to the sidelines for a signal. He calls the play, looks at his wristband. He's ready. Hands it out, no, throws it out, and it's caught. What a catch, what a pass. Holy cow, they was surrounded by Rebels and able to come in with the catch. The ball moves down to the 35-yard line. They move the chains. Chandler Law Firm 1st and 10.
I'll tell you what, that's a gutsy call and well executed by the quarterback, and it was just a nice, soft little touch pass. When I first saw it, I thought it was like just a push out there, but he had some nice touch on that. Give him credit.
Thought he was going on the dive, straight ahead, pulled it out and threw it. Now he fakes. Oh, and hit hard. Turned that corner, and he was quite a target standing there.
He was looking some of his textbook scrambling there. Nowhere to go this time. Got
down before he took the brunt of that hit. Got a yard. 2nd down and 9. Then it's sort of a hybrid wing tee. Here comes a reverse. And it's a reverse pass, I think, is what it was going to try to be. And they stopped, grabbed him. Oh, what a play on defense. That was Williams. Williams Didn't take the fake, grabbed him by the jersey, pulled him down. A huge loss all the way back to the 39-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd and long.
And Williams, once again, fights off the blocker, comes straight down the line, just like you coach him to do. He's got some speed. He's a big young man, and he's had an impact on this ball game.
I believe that
terrific
was
play.
Designed to be a pass.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt. He was looking to throw it.
And Williams got in his face quick. So 3rd down, 14. BC moves Taylor. Now rolls to his left, stops, throws, got a man. Ball came out as he stretched. They'll say the ground caused the fumble. So we're going to face another 4th down. And it'll be 2 yards as the ball's spotted at the 28-yard line. 4:43 as the clock is running. They have to make the 35-yard line. The ball's on the other side of the 33, so it's a short 2 yards. They just picked this up. They come in with a power formation and hand it off, and Taylor bulls his way past the 25 to the 24. BC moves the chains. Chandler Law Firm 1st and 10, 4:19 left to go in the ball game.
And both teams have done this tonight. There have been times when they say, hey, fellas, here we come. They just line up in an old-fashioned double-tight formation, and they say, we're going to run the ball right at you, try to stop us. And both teams have been successful doing that. They picked up big first downs. Now they spread the field again.
Sharpia in the backfield, 3-0. That movement. Flanker took off. Slot receiver, which is number 12, Devon Sistrunk.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. There is no excuse for that, ever, for the wide receiver to be offside.
So a 5-yard walk-off is going to make it 1st down in 15. Clock continues to run, less than 4 minutes. Man comes in motion again, same formation. 3 split wide to the right, 1 to the left. He looks to the left, throws it hard, a bullet, incomplete. Good defense over there on the far side by Strom Thurmond. And a flag comes out, I believe, late.
If that's a flag on pass defense, okay, that is real late.
The Brookland-Cayce, if you're wondering, the kid with the hood on is the Brookland-Cayce ball boy. Pass interference is the call on Strom Thurmond. And that's going to be a 15-yard walk-off and an automatic 1st down. Maybe got there a little early, but that's pretty tough.
Yeah, but, you know, it's hard to tell even from the instant replay. But it certainly looked to me like he was playing the football. He was going to try to get to touch the foot. I don't know about that call.
That'll walk it to the 14-yard line. That bails BC out. It remains 1st down. It's not an automatic 1st down. It's, let's wait and see. The chains, one chain wants to move, the other doesn't. Now they'll move the chains, and it is a 1st down. Chandler Law Firm 1st and 10, 14-yard line. BC driving, 3:40 left to go in the ball game. They trail by 7. And here comes Taylor. Taylor runs hard to the 10. And BC knocking on the door as the final minutes tick off. Got to believe it's now or never.
Oh, yeah. And you got to give them a little credit, too. They've been in some 4th and short situations a couple times here, and they've made the plays.
Pick up of 5. 2nd down 5. Brings a man in motion, going to hand off to Sistrunk. Sistrunk gets outside, goes inside. He's close. I believe he'll have the 1st down. It's going to be 1st and goal at the 2. This looks like BC that opened the game as they went right down the field to open the game and took off 7 minutes. Now they go with their jumbo package. And that's an unbalanced line to the left. Hands it off, and that's Taylor. Taylor knocked down short. They're not going to say he got in. He's down to the 1.
Strom Thurmond made a good adjustment to that unbalanced line. They were prepared for it. Brookland-Cayce tried to come up there and get the play off very quickly with an unusual formation. Strom Thurmond reacted properly, made the stop.
2:46 left to go in the ball game, and BC takes a timeout. We'll take it and come right back for this exciting finish on the Aiken Standard Game of the Week.
Since 1970, Bragg Heating Company has been keeping Aiken and the surrounding communities comfortable. Our factory-trained staff can keep you on top of the latest in heating and cooling technology, and our complete metal shop allows us to make any specialty piece your home may need. We recommend the best systems for your home: Trane, Carrier, Mitsubishi ductless, and Bosch geothermal systems. We accept most major credit cards and offer financing, so when you need your system maintained, repaired, or replaced, call Bragg Heating Company. We're here to make you comfortable.
Coming straight back, and they go to Taylor. Taylor hit hard on that left side. They can't get in. BC stopped again. Strom Thurmond's defense up to the task. 3rd down. He lost a yard. 3rd down and 2.
On the previous play, Strom Thurmond had an injured player, somebody that we've called his name a couple times today, Javen Holston, who'd had an impact on the game and injured. Not quite sure what the injury is, but looked like he was hurting.
There's Sharpia, keeps on the quarterback sneak, and he's in for the touchdown. There were a little delay on the goal, but he was well into the end zone, which you can see from here. So BC comes roaring back with 1 minute 53 seconds left to go in the ball game, and they are 1 point behind, the extra point coming.
Let's see what they do here. Looks like they may be going for 2.
They're running people on and off the field.
They've got a lot of personnel changes.
They may have to take a timeout. I don't believe they were charged a timeout. Oh, okay, here comes. No, they're looking to go for 2. They've lined up, and Strom Thurmond's calling a timeout, I believe.
I was thinking.
Timeout, Strom Thurmond. Strom Thurmond didn't. Strom Thurmond, this is like deja vu for them. They lost to Swansea a couple of weeks ago when Swansea went the length of the field and the closing seconds. They had 4th down and forever and threw a long pass 60 yards out to midfield, got the ball into Rebel territory, went down the field, scored with only seconds left to go in the ball game. Were kicking the extra point and roughed the kicker. So the Swansea went for 2 and won the ball game by 1 point.
Well, this is a gutsy call by the Brookland-Cayce team.
If they stay with it, let's see what they do now that they've got a timeout and had a chance to talk about it. They didn't have Sharpie at quarterback, and they didn't have Roach either.
It looked like a special kind of a goal line play to me. All right, unusual formation, and you're exactly right. The personnel that they have out there, of course, they've been switching so many people in and out. It's hard to tell, but it looks like they've got a special goal line play that they're going to try to execute.
Well, that's what they're doing. Coach is right. They're going for 2, and Sharpia is not in at quarterback. They got a power formation to the left side, a pistol formation.
Number 14, Malachi Brown, is listed as a quarterback, and he's in the ball game right now.
All right, well, the officials are having a discussion with the BC coaches. And though both teams were on the field ready to go.
Everybody there except the officials.
The referee was still talking to the head coach at BC, Coach Sharpia. All right,
this
here we
is interesting.
go.
I don't think number 14's been in the ball game tonight, and here he is.
Be interesting to see what they're going to call. This is a fake play. They're going to snap it back, and they're running around, and he throws it in the end zone, incomplete. He had a receiver, and he panicked and overthrew the receiver. and you're right, they had that worked out. And
it just looked at it. And like I say, 14 had not been in the ball game. It was an unusual formation. You knew they had to have some special goal line play. And it was a little reverse pass. And they did have a receiver open, it looked like, but incomplete. And that's an unusual call, but that's high school football too. You see some crazy stuff like that the coaches come up with, and I don't mean crazy in a bad way. It's just unusual. Kind of a neat play, but in this case it doesn't work. Costs them.
It actually was executed fairly well, except for the pass. The pass was just too far. It was wide right and over his head. So now you've got 2 timeouts left. Does BC? Do you kick it away and hope that your defense can hold them? At this point, I don't know that I don't try the onside kick. They have not been able to stop Edwards in the second half.
I think it's got to be an onside kick. I don't think they have any choice. It's got to be an onside kick here, and they've got to try to get the ball back. Okay, even if they would stop Strom Thurmond and make them go 3 and out, they would have very, very little time left. Now somebody's got to be deep for Strom Thurmond. They've got to put somebody back there, but they got to anticipate an onside kick. There's no other choice.
Well, Gabriel Schra is the kicker. He's got it teed up. Wow, what a play for the 2-point conversion. .153 left to go in the ball game. BC does have 2 timeouts. But Jaquan Edwards has run up and down the field in the second half. Here we go. He kicks it away.
Kicks it away.
They're going to leave it up to the defense, and he kicks it over his head, and that's a great kick. It didn't go in the end zone.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, and he drops down at the 1 yard line. Oh, my. We've seen just about everything tonight. Holy cow.
Is Halloween coming early? There's some unusual stuff.
There's a flag back at the 40-yard line. Now, I don't know what that would be that far downfield. What would they be calling at that spot?
The coach is talking to his receiver.
It's against Strom Thurmond. I think they're going to call a holding or something to that effect. The BC players started pointing downfield. Now they're coming back.
Well, I would think that if it's a hold against Strom Thurmond, they're going to take the play and back them all the way up to the 1 foot line.
Well, I believe it'd be holding on the return, so it'd be just roll the ball over. I don't think you can get any closer to the goal line down there.
I'd make him run the daggone thing from the 1 foot line and come after him. You might get the safety and win the game on a safety now. Wouldn't that be a kicker?
All right, let's see what the call is. And rather than make the call to tell us all, he's going to come over and tell Coach Hillary. And they're going to run the ball down the field. So,
wow.
Whatever it was, it's against Strom Thurmond. And with 1 minute and 53 seconds, it's a chop block against Strom Thurmond. Not that that matters. Where the ball could not be any closer to the goal line. So the penalty's for nothing, except it's not going to go against BC. So at this point, you've almost got to take quarterback sneak and just lean into it.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you're Brookland-Cayce, you're putting 10 guys up there, and you are going to go like crazy to get the safety, and that ball is only a couple of inches from the goal line. Okay, it is almost touching the goal line.
Now, Strom Thurmond has had some awful luck this season in some of their games, and this may take the cake.
This would be unbelievable.
They line up in the I formation. Does he risk turning around and handing it off? BC stacks it, And he hands off to the fullback. He gets out to the 5-yard line.
That's a great run. And, I mean, it doesn't look like much. That's a great effort by Strom Thurmond.
And I think this is a good plan. Well, now they call a timeout. I was going to say they're letting the clock run. Now they stop it with 1:35. If you're going to stop the clock, you call a timeout. It was 1:53. The play should have taken maybe 5-6 seconds, and they let a good 10 seconds roll off before they called the timeout.
Yeah, that is surprising.
So it'll be second down. They picked up about 5 yards on that. Second down and 5 coming up, and they gave themselves some room that if they want to go and hand it to Edwards, Edwards has certainly shown the ability to get 5 yards tonight. You certainly don't want something to go wrong in the backfield.
And I'll be honest with you, I think Brookland-Cayce could have put a little more heat on them up there at the line of scrimmage that time. I'm surprised they didn't. But to their credit, Strom Thurmond came out and had some wideouts, so they have to respect that too. They had to take some people out of there. But, boy, I'd have been right up there. Let's see what they got here now.
Ball's at the 5-yard line. That eye turns around, hands it to Edwards. Edwards pushes hard. He's not going to get to the first down, but he's going to be a yard or two short. BC doesn't call the timeout, which I say don't call the timeout here. Make Strom Thurmond run the play. Of course, Strom Thurmond doesn't have any timeouts left themselves, so they're not running the play clock, so we don't know how much time is on the play clock. 1 minute left to go in the ball game as it ticks down. As Chris Berman would say, tick, 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 tick. Plays in. Third down and a long 1 yard. I formation. Edwards dots the I. Turns around, hands it to Edwards. He's hit, but he drives forward to the 10 and across it. If he's across the 10, that's going to be enough for the first down.
Now, Brookland-Cayce is clapping, and they think they've got it stopped. I'm not so sure they do.
Clock stops. The officials are going to measure. Looked like he'd gotten over across the 10, but apparently it's close enough to have to measure. BC, I don't understand why they wouldn't go ahead and take the timeout here. They certainly don't want the clock to start again.
I think he's 1 inch short.
Oh,
1 inch.
Made it.
He made it by an inch or two. When he first held up that chain, it looked to me like it was going to be beyond the football, but he made the first down, and that's the ball game.
What an ending.
Wow.
They don't have to run the ball again. All they do, they've got one timeout. If BC doesn't call the timeout, they don't have to run the play. But they're going to go ahead and line up in the victory formation. Takes the snap, kneels, nothing happens. Strom Thurmond, who's had their share of adversity and poor luck, is going to get the win by 1 point as the final seconds tick off. What a football game we had tonight. We waited a long time for this one, didn't we?
Well, I'll tell you what, this was the best game of the year in terms of our television show. That's an exciting win, and it's funny how certain things just pop up and you know what's going to happen. That play for the extra point, I just knew there was something wild coming, and they executed it well, just like you said. And if they had made it, it would have been heartbreaking for Strom Thurmond, as well as they played tonight. And there's Coach Rusty Sharpia, and I'll tell you what, I like the tenor of Brookland-Cayce tonight. They've shown some good sportsmanship right there at the end of the ball game. Some of the Brookland-Cayce guys were congratulating the Strom Thurmond players. I mean, pretty classy. And they are a fun team to watch, Brookland-Cayce. They did some strange things, some wild things, but I liked it.
Interesting to watch the two coaches. You're right. Coach Hillary needed a win. There's no question. We talked about it in pregame. You did, of down there on that scoreboard, at the very bottom of the scoreboard, I don't know if we can get a shot of it, is a list of all the region titles that Strom Thurmond has won, and it's year after year after year after year, and it ends in 2015. And they didn't get it done last year, and they didn't get it done this year in terms of the region. And there's the dates, the signs sort of in the way of that. You see 2015 to the left of that, and that's these people up here take their football very seriously. They're very proud of Strom Thurmond High School football. And it's a lot of pressure to win. Hillary is one of theirs. He's
and he's done a fine job.
And he does a good job, but I know he feels the pressure to win, and that's a good win for him to get. Good win for his team. But it is nice to see Coach Sharpia meet him at the field and be smiling and going, what a game.
It was a good game. And you know what else? They're tied now. They have the exact same record in region. And there is a tie-breaking formula, okay?
That's right.
And we're not sure, depending on what one of the other teams did tonight, we're not sure who's going to have the top seed yet.
That is right. Swansea's still involved in that tiebreaker, and it's a points system, and it's one of the craziest things, and you had to go to MIT or somewhere like there to understand it.
And Eric Russell was pointing out that one of the things in his newspaper article today, one of the things that comes into play is defensive points given up. Okay, now here we've only got a 1-point difference, so depending on what the other factors are, I don't think we're quite sure yet who's going to get that number 2 seed. But
no, I don't think that it was any guarantee of losing that you'd be. Well, Strom Thurmond, with their record, if they'd lost, they were probably going to be
number 4
and end up having to go to Dillon. Now, BC, on the other hand, now they're tied, as you said.
Right.
And they'll have to go through the point system. So the only way Strom could get involved in that was to win tonight. And you still got Swansea out there that could come in and lose tonight. They would drop down to 4th, I believe. So whatever it is, they gave themselves a shot, and they get a big win, and they needed to get a win tonight.
And I like what they do here at Strom Thurmond, as they do at a lot of places, but they, I believe, were just done playing their alma mater down at the corner here. The players all lined up together. They're excited. They've got a right to be excited. They're happy. It's a good win. And on the other side of the field, Brookland-Cayce, no problem. They played well, too.
Now, in a record time, Eric Russell has the winning coach. Coach Hillary is with Eric Russell. So let's go down to the field and see what Coach has to say. I bet he's excited.
All right, I'm here with Coach Hillary after a 14-13 victory over Brookland-Cayce, a crucial win. Obviously, what's it like to come out on top and see your players perform in a big-time game?
Like I said, the biggest thing for us was to win 6, and that's what we wanted to do. And I'm just proud of my defense tonight for coming out and played a great ball game against a lot of skilled guys that can run. And I thought we did a good job defending the pass, got pressure on the quarterback, and offensively we did enough to get by. But just a win is a win, and it's a whole lot better being 6-4 than being 5-5. So we'll take it.
Gotcha. And obviously the defense seemed like when they came out in the second half a little bit more intensity and were able to slow them down even more. Did you see anything different there, or was there any adjustment?
I know halftime my DC, he drew a couple things up along with my other defensive coaches, and I just thought the kids did a good job of executing the game plan, and that's always fun. We spend a lot of hours up here, on the weekends, putting together a game plan, and to see the kids come out and execute, and just execute that game plan. It was huge, and I can't say enough about our defense and our defensive coaches.
Gotcha. And on that 2-point conversion there, I couldn't help but notice it looked very similar to a play you guys ran last year in the North Augusta game. Is that something you guys had in your playbook?
That's what I just told their coach. I said, look, if we would have went in overtime, that's the first play we was going to run. It's a little trick play for us, and it works well down on the goal line. Luckily, that guy slipped down. I think our cornerback seen it late, but he slipped down, and things went our way. So.
Gotcha. Well, congratulations, Coach, and good luck in the postseason.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Eric, and thank you, Coach, and a happy Coach. Anytime you can win by 1 point and survive what they just survived.
That was a wild ending. Oh, my.
Get down there on the goal line and have the ball on that 1-inch line like that and still be able to get out of there and run the clock out. And that showed some courage by Strom Thurmond.
It sure did. And I'll tell you what, that play coming out of their own end zone, Edwards did a great job picking up 3 or 4 yards there and moving the ball so they could win the football game. Tough situation.
Well, we saved the best for last as Strom Thurmond wins 14-13, and I don't think we would have to have a vote as to whether this was the best game of the year. I don't think anything is even close to what we've endured through the season of some lopsided blowouts, and it is what it is when you get that type of thing. We've seen some really good football games along the way, and some good football players, I guess I should say.
That's right.
Our games may have been a little bit one-sided, but certainly we've got a lot of teams that are headed to the playoffs, and certainly starting with North Augusta, they run undefeated. I think we got a final or at least an update score. It was 31-14.
Yeah, in the North Augusta game, it is 31-14 at this point. So they're pulling away just a little bit. That's what we expected, frankly.
And they're undefeated, and they'll go in as a high seed in the playoffs, host some games. They've got a good shot. South Aiken will want to try to bounce back and make up for their couple of losses. They've got twice as many losses this year in the regular season as they did last year, but I know that they'll be strong going forward. Silver Bluff will be in the playoffs, both these teams. Strom Thurmond certainly will be. I'm sure Wagner, Williston, Ridge Spring, just about everybody, except Aiken, Midland Valley. They obviously, their seasons are done. They'll have better days ahead.
They will, okay? And we didn't get a Fox Creek score tonight. Hopefully they did well tonight also, although they were up against a tough opponent. But I believe they'll make the playoffs also.
I believe they will make the playoffs. I knew I was going to leave somebody out when we went through this. And, of course, Barnwell. Barnwell's got the one loss on the year, and unfortunately they did that while we were watching them on TV. But still, they've got a good football team. So a lot of local teams got a lot to look forward to next week. But for us, this closes out another season of high school football. Coach, 8 years we've been doing it.
8 years, and it's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have, okay? And, in fact, I know you have. I don't have to hope. I know you've enjoyed it, okay? All right? And daggone it, it's fun to be in this atmosphere, okay? It's neat, and especially when you get we've had 2 games, the last 2 of the season here, where the entire atmosphere at the schools and not only the game but everything else that surrounds it, really positive, good things. And both communities, Barnwell and certainly up here with Strom Thurmond, they support their sports, and we saw it tonight, not only their sports but also their ROTC program, which is the Naval ROTC here, their band, really quality programs at some of these schools.
Yeah, absolutely. And it goes back, Silver Bluff, their opponent didn't show up that night in terms of fans, but certainly the Silver Bluff folks come out and support their teams. North Augusta, always a packed house over there. South Aiken now has become a big deal, and they come out.
One of the big changes that since we've been doing this for 8 years, okay, when we did it 8 years ago, South Aiken was really struggling football-wise, but they are certainly not struggling anymore. They're a power now.
No, Williston, an awesome place to go to a football game and a tough place to play. We ended up in the lightning delay for an hour and 45 minutes, but that it was funny, and you weren't there. You were out of town that day.
Yeah.
We went in the trailer, and we were in the trailer for an hour and a half, and I said, probably nobody's going to be here when we come out. We came out, and the place was packed. They were still all there, ready to go, and so were the Ridge Spring people. They hadn't left. The Ridge Spring crowd was hanging in there. So it's been you look at that. That's the thing to take away, is these places we get to go and how great the fans are and how great the support is and how much they love their football. And that's what it's all about. And, like we said, we hope that Aiken, Fox Creek. I knew there was one more I was going to say. Going to Fox Creek and playing Legion Field down there in North Augusta, the old North Augusta High School field next to the cemetery. That's always a neat place to go play, and they come out and they support their team, and they've got a reason to. They've got a good football team.
Yeah, and we just got an update, and quickly from Eric Russell down on the field. One of the reasons I think the Brookland-Cayce group can be so magnanimous, Strom Thurmond still ends up, based on the tiebreaker, as the number 4 seed. Okay, so Brookland-Cayce is going to have a higher seed based on the tiebreaker, even though they ended up with the same record and Strom Thurmond beat them, and that's a little strange. Usually, if it's head-to-head, that ends it. But
it's one of the oddities of high school football in South Carolina is your tiebreakers don't make any sense, and it depends on who you play, and if you lose to a 4A school, and these are 3A schools, if you lose to a 4A or a 5A, you actually get more points for doing that than beating a 2 or a 1A. So it behooves you to play up, and the point system's kind of crazy. Yeah. But it is what it is. And that'll be tough. It's going to be a 3-way tie. So Swansea did win tonight. So Strom Thurmond lost to Swansea. Swansea lost to Brookland-Cayce. Brookland-Cayce lost to Strom Thurmond. So it goes to the point tiebreaker, and the point breaker will send Strom Thurmond up to Dillon. And I know that won't be much fun, but they got a good win tonight. They probably learned a few things about their team. Certainly getting the I formation handed to Edwards.
Yeah, that was fun. And I think Edwards liked it. We saw him with his family down there on the field celebrating, and he's a tough football player. Very tough.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us tonight. On behalf of Eric Russell on the sidelines, for James Dean, our director, it's our last game of the season. To all the camera men and women that worked for us, what a great job they did for us. We've got students that work. David Boyd leads them out there and keeps everybody straight. We appreciate that very much. And for Ken Brace and Ed Gerardo, I'm Ed Gerardo. Hopefully we'll see you for season 9, and we'll come back and do it all again. We're headed for 10 years, right?
We might be doing that.
All right. But for all the crew, we thank you for joining us for the Aiken Standard High School Game of the Week this season. We'll see you at the playoffs. But for now, good night, everybody.